afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Filming Footy's exclusive global live stream of the 2023 Hills Football League Division 1 A-Grade Finals. Jeff Pistola here with the Call to Wild crew at Solar Wholesalers over in Echunga as we get set for the cutthroat preliminary final between Hahndorf and Uraidla districts, with the last remaining spot in the grand final of the prize. Now, busy day in Hills football, and the A-team, Benny Goldfinch, Jaden J. Hill and James Davis, has journeyed out to Kersbrook to bring you all the action from the Country Division Grand Final day. But don't despair. We have a more than adequate interchange here to bring you the vibe of top-tier Hills footy. Firstly, a lady who took out the 2022 Division 1 Grand Final coverage by storm, the voice of reason. She's been heard this season on Sandful Now, Adelaide Footy League streams. Wonderful to have past HFLW Premiership player Beck Northcott with us. Welcome, bustling Beck.
Thanks, Pistols. Good to be here. What a cracker of a day down here in my hometown of Echunga.
Yes, rightly so. And lovely to see you turn it on. Now, this man tells us here's the real Mr. September. And well, here's the stats. Past champion Christie's beat Saints junior prodigy. Dual Mount Barker A-grade premiership player, Nan Bremer A-grade premiership assistant coach, Sturt under-18 assistant coach, currently the coach of the Barkaroos A-grade, and noted for his astute special comments in previous years. What more can we say, particularly for a man who rightfully brings along his own CV so we can read it out. Wonderful to have Daniel Lackenby on board. Afternoon, Lackers.
Thank you, Pistols. Glad to be here. Thank you, Beck. Really looking forward to a prelim final today. Conditions are outstanding out here. The Resi's game's red hot. It's going to be exciting day.
Yeah, less than a kick in it at the moment, I believe, if I'm right in front of the scoreboard. 5-9 to 5-3, so a goal in it as we're probably midway through this final term, because the winner of this will advance to play Hahndorf in the Magoo's Grand Final. And of course, keeping this patched up team on the straight and narrow today, as usual, Nepal's pride of producers, Celeste, is here. Good to see you, and the very capable Evan Parker is taking over the filming role atop in a scissor lift here, so he's put it all on the line today for us. And of course, big thanks to our Call to Wild stream media supporters, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, and of course HFL sponsors, Police Credit Union, Closely Supermarkets, West End, Sports Pad, Sharon, Courier Newspaper, Rossdale Homes, Think Road Safety and Sports Centre. And of course, we always thank the valuable match day supporters and sponsors of the respective clubs. And today, if we'll get them up to least, Hahndorf first. Of course, Harcourt, Adelaide Hills, Rossdale Homes, Hagen, Menzel Contractors and Hogan Insurance Solutions. And for Uraidla districts, close proximity to the crowd here, so you can tell it's a pretty exciting game as we just get Uraidla up. There you are. Bridgestone McGill Select, FX, Mount Barker Bottle and Can, Sexton Glover and Watson, Tappa Napa Australia Winery. So thank you very much for their support of Community Football Club. All right, Lacus, you're the astute one. It's paying a big brick. So what do we expect today?
All
right. Previously undefeated Premier, minor Premier, Hahndorf were absolutely stunned last week by Nan Bremer United. So what do we expect today? A rebound situation?
Oh, I think it has to be. I mean, at the moment, you know, Hahndorf, you're going to probably have to just put that down to just a bad day. Everyone has those. They've got too many runs on the board for us to think they're going to roll over today. So, really excited to see how the game starts. So it's going to be really hot. If Uraidla can be with them early, that'll be the key, I think, because, Goldie will have the boys breathing fire in the first bounce today, that's for sure.
Beck, could it have been a wake-up call, a bit of complacency? As I said, they're going for their 19th straight win, but in all due respect to Nan, they Hahndorf weren't allowed to play their game.
Yeah, I think you obviously have to give some credit to Nan for just coming out and playing that way, and just took Hahndorf a little bit by surprise. They weren't maybe ready for that level of intensity, but I think, like you said, it will be a bit of a wake-up call for them. And I did say on the huddle, I was a bit worried that this could get a bit ugly for Uraidla if Hahndorf come out real angry.
Well, the situation, I suppose, if they only had to look next door, if it said it was a wake-up call, in some sections it was described as an insipid performance by the Magpies. But you only have to look next door, not far, to see how a side responds when you have a look at Uraidla districts. Beaten by 9 goals by Nan Bremer in the qualifying final. Bounced back last week in the first semi emphatically to beat Mount Lofty, a team they hadn't beaten all season, by 43 points. So they are up and about in the Demons, so they'll bring plenty to the table today.
Yeah, for sure. And, well, you saw Lofty try and come back and challenge them, and then, Uraidla just put them to bed after that and said, no thanks.
I tell you what, I just seen a remarkable around the corner snap here. Lackers, which may have well sealed this, put up 2 goals that man have to score now to win.
Yeah, 2-goal break now. It was, the Blackwood lad grabbed it in the pocket, and as he was slung, kicked around his body and through she went. So, huge goal for Blackwood.
Yeah, fantastic goal scored there for Blackwood. I think it was Charlie Atkin. Well, really good goal, as you said, slung to the ground. But anyway, look, it was 2 meetings this year. The Magpies have won by 43 points round 3 and 96 in round 12. But as we said, we saw last weekend, minor round results count for nothing at the business end of the season, Lackers.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing about Uraidla, and this is the time of year that they bring their best. So there's been periods this year that you could see them building. Like we had them out in the summit, and they absolutely destroyed us out there. Our pressure was huge. Their physicality was unbelievable. So I think that'll be where their emphasis is, particularly early today. It'll be good to see how they match up against Hahndorf. Hot start last week versus Nan, so Rams always start well. So they'll be looking to definitely be much better in that area today, I'd suggest.
Now, Jaden J, even though he's out in the country grand final, he always comes to the table with the stats. Interesting stat here. Team, I was going to say boys, but of course we've got all inclusive here on the corner, right?
Yes, we know.
Hahndorf have won 18 successive games against Hahndorf, against
themselves,
Uraidla.
you reckon?
And actually their last loss to Uraidla was in round 8 2016, corresponding to the last game they've lost at home, the Magpies. So a long time between drinks.
That's unbelievable.
For Uraidla over 18 wins in a row.
That's huge. Well, how's that for dominance? That's JJ at his best there.
Yeah.
Oh. And their first meeting in the preliminary final, but wait, there's more.
Oh, hang on.
It's a 2013 preliminary final at Callington, when I think coached by Scott Sutherland, of course, and I think Potsy was in charge. They won by 5 points. Uraidla down there. So that was the last time they've met in a preliminary final. But on top of that, this is the 3rd consecutive preliminary final Uraidla districts have played in. So they know what's required at this time there.
What's the strike
Hahndorf
rate?
have usually won
straight through.
One a piece, I think it is.
Okay.
Right? And of course they won in 2021 to play Hahndorf on this very ground in the grand final. So the 2 sides that you played against them during the year, having coached about them, just run us through the aspects that both sides are going to be wary of.
Hahndorf, especially with ball in hand, they just rarely make an error. Very composed. The depth of their squad is probably their strength. You'd have to say they're probably 16th through to 21st would be the deepest in the league, and that's why they can have the dominance they had this season. Uraidla got a little bit of a different look this year, so added a few more youngsters, which has been good for the footy club as well. But again, they're heavily reliant on their senior players, the Turleks, the Amatos, Thomas, Rudloff, Taylor. They're the ones who really hold the key today.
Who were all very good last week.
Yes.
And as Rebecca said, when Mount Lofty challenged, and what was a fantastic third quarter. 13 goals kicked in the game of footy has to be entertaining. I think they tried by 22 points, Lofty, and for all their good endeavours, when you kick 6 goals in a quarter, you still find yourself 29 points down at 3/4 time. It was an amazing term of football.
Yeah, it sure was, and I think it would have been easy for them to just fall over and say Lofty is storming home here, and that was that, as has happened in the past. Lofty have ended up finishing strong and taking the win.
But just quickly look at the squads there, because there's a few the finalised squads, but there's a few outs. Most notably, Adam Trenorden, I believe, is out. He'll be a major blow with a hamstring. And, of course, Cooper Hoff, who's gone with a season-ending knee injury, I believe. So, Beck, anything else you want to add to that?
Well, I mean,
Matthew Yates back in the side after missing last week.
as Lackers said, they've got the depth there. So, yes, they've got a few outs, but they've got plenty of people to come in and cover it. And I think it will just be how they adjust to those small ins and outs. And it will be interesting to see if Yancey's at 100%, because there's been, different reports of where he's at.
And, of course, Luke Roberts back into the side for his only second game in about 6-7 weeks because of,
just a little holiday.
Yeah,
A little trip away.
Saw Jaron Mayo out the back there too, Pistols with the warming up group, not playing, obviously got a sleeve over his calf, so that's a big out for them as well.
Yeah, well, 30 goals for the season already, as we said. Cooper Hoff's already gone. As we look at the Uraidla district squad, and we can actually report they are unchased as of last week. So, so Michael Tudor out of there, but the rest of that, Blake Chenord not playing, but the rest of, it's probably as is of last week. So that's good. That coming to a preliminary final, that's what you want, continuity, solidarity in your lineup. Daniel.
Absolutely, and it means they're all fit too. So obviously, this time of year, there'll be some boys will be
This
sore.
time of season, no one's 100% fit, as you know.
Exactly right. So there'll be plenty of blokes out there today who'll run out the ground and probably go, geez, I shouldn't really be out here. But once the ball goes up, she's on. So, yeah, you'd have to say that Uraidla, they would have picked their best side. They've got everyone available where. Be interesting to see Hahndorf today. And we've said all along that the depth is with the list. Let's just see how they go today because they'll be calling on that.
At 53, Sam Stewart nailing a goal there.
Probably puts it to bed, I'd say.
I think that would put it to bed. So Nan's gallant run from the elimination final was ended here, but they've done pretty well. So Blackwood to advance through to the reserves grand final. Blackwood and Hahndorf had some great battles in the past in the reserves. So we look forward to that next week at Loberthal Oval. Hey, as you said, this time of year you just play on adrenaline, like the atmosphere of the finals, I suppose. You were telling me we should just mention there and then. In fact, the siren is gone, so Blackwood move through to the grand final in the reserves, and they'll earn another crack at Hahndorf as they met in the second semi. Just the adrenaline gets you going, as you just mentioned. Sometimes you think yourself, what am I doing out here? Did you find out in a couple of grand finals? Was that injury related or form-wise?
Albie Lewis asked me at three-quarter time one game in a different sort of way, what the hell am I doing out there? But physically, Pistol, especially when you get a bit older, you bring your bag into the rooms and it sounds like a pharmacy. It's rattling everywhere and you're doing whatever you can to get yourself out on the park and you're begging the trainer to rub you and get you going. So, but look, you do everything you can to get out there at the moment. How's today? The sun's shining and a little bit of a breeze, and it's just looking amazing out there today.
All right, we might just swap over. Here's Rebecca's going to go out and do a bit of J&J work here. So go out and tell us how the breeze is, the conditions out there. So all good there, Daniel.
We're all set.
So as you said, fantastic conditions here. And a good crowd in the house too, with a good mixture of teams. Obviously, Uraidla having a few sides playing and had a bit of success early in the day. So I think they're under 18s winning.
Straight through, so they'll be pumped. That means that, they'll have a bit of a crew here today as well. There's all sorts. It was interesting to see on the socials today the Lofty boys were here supporting the juniors in their silly Saturday, and off they went after that. And you've got the Blackwood girls who won the women's comp today out there in their dress-ups and having a good day out here at Echunga Oval as well.
We can tell you from the outer electorates here, Lackers. The under-14 premiership out at Kersbrook has been won by Kersbrook, so well done to Bailey Wake, the young fella coaching. Birdwood won the 16 and a halves. And Gamalraka have won the B grade by 13 points over Kersbrook. When you looked at their lineup, it was like all-star.
It's a who's who.
Yeah, so well done Gamalraka. So they're looking to chase the double.
The double.
Yeah, so as you said, this concert here is Blackwood very happy with themselves, and Nan Bremer, their season is over, as we might pan out in the middle now to Rebecca Northcott.
Alright, g'day guys, just out in the centre of the ground here at Echunga Oval. Conditions are absolutely peak out here. As Sean Gould would say, it is well and truly finals weather, and Echunga has turned it on today. There's not really any breeze to speak of. The sun's out. That might be the only issue here today, just bit of sun in your eyes when you're going up for the mark, but can see both teams warming up out here. A lot of voice in both squads, a lot of energy. Hopefully, you know, they're all just getting in their final little routines and things like that. But yeah, especially in the Hahndorf camp, was hearing a lot of voice in the running warm-up here, and can just see Uri taking some shots on goal and going through their final move. So I don't think there'd be any excuses out here in terms of the conditions. The grass is looking beautiful. Yeah, look, Echunga have just really turned it on. Yeah, the ground looks great, and we'll see what happens. We'll just be waiting for the toss here now.
All right, we might come back to Beck in a while as she waits for the coin to be tossed. How important this opening 10, 15 minutes?
Huge,
Daniel?
Pistols, huge. I'm happy to go as far to say I reckon the first 15 minutes will determine the game. I reckon Hahndorf will come out breathing fire. They'll be super physical. They'll want to move the ball quickly and put Uraidla under pressure, whereas Uraidla, they'll also be hunting hard in and close and really want to keep the game probably slow and just keep Hahndorf with them as much as they can, with an opportunity then to probably open themselves up into the game and go try and take Hahndorf as deep as they possibly can. So Hahndorf looking to make a statement early, and Uraidla, they'll be probably looking to stay as close as they can with the Hahndorf boys as deep as they can in this game.
And we must mention the most important people out there today, Daniel, because Bruce Dawes, Scott Bowe and Reece Williams in charge of the field umpiring duties. Jordan Cresp, David Brendan Camp, Bryson Wood and James Woodward running the boundary. The 4 academy boys, of course, Ross Moore and the Big M, Michael Bomer, in charge of the goal umpiring duties. So important. I'd suggest that these could be the 3 umpires having a bit of a warm-up for the next week's big dance.
Looking resplendent in their jackets too, the central umpires, their Pistols. So, yeah, just from my perspective, I didn't see a great deal of Reece this year. But I'd say Bruce would comfortably be the best umpire that we had exposure to this season.
Yeah, fantastic. As we said, the start here will be
all right, so just back out in the centre of the ground here, we can see the umpires warming up behind us. Big day for them as well in the prelim. Of course, a few familiar faces out here, including Bruce Dawes. So, wind conditions out here. I did not bring my J&J wind sock, but I don't think it's needed because there's absolutely no breeze to speak of that I can see here, that I can feel here at all. So we see the teams just coming into their final warm-ups here, coming in nice and close, pumping each other up. Look at that, a lot of clapping, all sorts here. Umpires just finishing all their preparations here as well, ready for the toss. Yeah, you want to come on, Bruce, do you? Right? You got any thoughts? Warm, all right. Okay, what we're getting from Bruce here is that it is warm. So, you know what, that could be a factor in this game. You got your fatigue in these conditions. Hope everyone's put their sunscreen on as we see the captains just walking in here now for the toss. Again, as I said, there's not much of a breeze to be seen out here, so not quite sure which end will be to the advantage. So we'll go in and have a look at this toss here between the captains of Uraidla and Hahndorf. Okay, so Uraidla have won the toss and they will kick to the left of screen. So where they are at the moment, it's time for me to get off here and we'll get this game underway.
Thanks very much there to Bustling Beck. Northcott doing what she does best out.
Dominating.
In the action, yeah, so she said. Toss has been one. Uraidla will kick to the left of screen. Here on Filming Footy. That's the, for those that know it, the number 2 ground end. And it'll be the Magpies going towards the primary school entrance gate end of a pretty well packed car park area here. Good crowd at the house, and why not? Fantastic conditions here.
Beautiful day, Pistols. Beautiful day. No good in the sun if you're a ranger like me out there today.
No, I can sympathise with that. But
good day for a couple of cans watching the footy.
no doubt following the game here. Who knows, mate, we might be getting into that sort of stuff. So anyway, all about readiness now here for this important game. Of course, no prize for the loser. That's going to be a ticket to the grand final for the winner, and for the loser into the mothball shop, as we said. 10 years since these two sides played in a preliminary final against each other. Uraidla in for their first one, their third in a row, because Hahndorf had to come the long way in 2020 and they end up winning the grand final. Now, I think Jade J told me the last time a side has worked through from the first semi-final and won a preliminary was Torrens Valley back in 2016.
Onwards, upwards.
When they beat Blackwood. So Uraidla looking to do that. So we're underway. Umpire Dawes holds the ball off. We're underway. Preliminary final with Hills Division 1. Daniel Robertson, the tap down. Williams there. Whistle, it's gone already. It'll be Sam Williams. Take the first kick right in the centre of Echunga Oval. Hold the Solar Wholesalers over. Puts it forward. Leap there was from Jet. Ball comes to ground. Lurking is Luke Roberts. Good to see him back in the lineup. Still fighting at ground level. Round the corner trying to bust his way through his hop. Good. Ball coughed up here. Uraidla defence in the action already. And you just see the intent. Hahndorf, no doubt, during the week they would have been really fired up after last week's disappointing result.
Interesting early Pistols. Matt Jensch starting forward for Hahndorf.
That's interesting. Kicked 9 goals in a game this early in the season. And perhaps that hamstring, perhaps not 100%. So not as much running to be done up forward. So still camped inside the forward 50 here in the first minute of this preliminary final. Hahndorf taking on the Uraidla District Sleeper. Landers got it down, trying to crash his way through there. Here's a chance. Round the corner, Parker Boz. Kicked 6 last week. The Zabey variety is offline and through for the first score. A minor one to Hahndorf here on the quarter wall.
Luckers, you look like you had something for us there.
Oh, no, I was just going to say Babbage has taken Turlick as well in the Uraidla forward line.
Oh, I'm enjoying this insight from
Also, you got Salt, who's playing behind the ball. He's gone to Cooper Nykamp. So Salt usually starting forward. That's a huge change.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they've made for this match-up with Uraidla. So they try for long down the line here. Handballs in and out, but a lot of pressure in there early.
Parker Boz wrapped up in that tackle. He perhaps gave him a little bit of pressure last week, but he had a few mates who also lacklustre, so it'll be interesting to see how he responds. Scrambly play there, handballed forward. Coming to beat was the SOG, Tommy Jebb. Had his own cheer squad last Sunday at Windy Hill O. We'll be interested to see if they're here in the back of the ute with the SOG stand.
Oh.
So we'll have a ball in. So Luke Roberts into the action already against Schultz. Ball comes down there. Fleet out the handball. Once again getting back there. Ducking the chutney. Perhaps taken high. No, said the umpire. It's Jep once again. So umpire Dawes comes in and balls up. So just under 2.5 minutes gone. First score on the ball was a minor one for Hahndorf. Uraidla trying to clear the ball. Chopped off here. Handball cleared there. Taken by Taylor. He's set upon. Threading his way clear there. There's a chance for the Demons to go forward on the outer wing. Up there, Karatai getting involved there. Chopped it up. Comes out the back door to Salt. Salt will come across here and find Parker Boz of the Joel variety. Takes the mark and steadies things down. So Joel Parker Bowles won the Eastern Zone Maynard medal at the Country Championships. Puts the ball high off hands. Close to the boundary line. No, it's been taken by Big Schultz there, in the pack. So Lockie Schultz really impressed with his development this year, the young man. Very athletic young ruckman. Puts up the line to Taylor, who probably should have taken that off hands and out over the boundary line. So 3 minutes in, just a one score, a minor one to Hahndorf.
Yeah, we'll just be getting out those little nerves, those little mistakes you might might make in the few minutes, just getting your head in the zone.
So once again in defence, looks like the young man in Schultz early. So Lockie Schultz has passed under 18 Hills rep. And I don't think it'll be long before he actually represents the league at senior level. Puts the ball high. Big pack there over the top from Daniel Roberts. Spilt his chance for Kluvenik. Tackled. Dispossessed. Swarm around the bow trying to crash his way through. It's the big man Roberts. He goes to the ground under weight of numbers. So tough in the trenches already, Lakers.
Yeah, great start. Uraidla will be loving this start at the moment. Nice and tight.
So another ruck duel. Daniel Roberts flicks it forward. Wheeling round was Hopgood. Gets the ball forward 50. Brother Luke. Good spoil from behind. Ball comes to ground level. This one's Parker Piles. Clearing handball out there from Hayden. Little worm burner forward. In the meantime, the academy boy rules out on the full, so it'll be a chance for Woodruff to relieve the pressure. He'll swing it across Echunga Oval. Finds Gretsch out here, unmanned in the back pocket. So no doubt he'll be looking to work the ball along the members' side. Interchange area. Sets the ball up high. Ferrari's the target. Also get involved with Troy Parker Bowles. Ferrari fists it forward. Here's a chance to set nicely for the X Factor in. Harry Allen puts it right up in front of our commentary position. Kluvenik and Perling. Kluvenik goes the ball, taps the ball out the back door, but in the end umpire Dawes has ruled right in front of our commentary position. Cameraman Evan Marker. A ruck duel will result.
Great matchups everywhere all over the ground, Pistol. We'll get to him in the break of play.
There's a chance for Ferrari. Gets out to Amato, who was so good last week. Nurses it centimetre perfect up the line.
Juggled. Yep.
Kluvenik trying to juggle the mark in the shadows there. Good crowd.
Kluvenik getting picked up by Perling. We've got Rudloff, who's picked up Jensch down in the defensive half for Uraidla.
So the academy boy will toss it in. Experienced Roberts v Clark. Clark gets down the back. Dispossessed there was Williams. Good to see him back. Was missed his last year's finals with that fractured broken leg. So
Worthley gone to Sam Williams, very similar to the role he played on Callans this year.
So a bit of wrestling and ruck. Let go by the umpires. Here's Hayden, crashes his way through. Gets the ball at the Hopgood and turn. He's tackled nicely by Brazier. Gets boot the ball. Well umpired, let the game flow. Here's a chance for Humphrey Thomas. Nicely turns back against the flow. High ball, parked under his Babbage. Against Turlick, bounces clear. Coming out quick hands there given by Nycamp. Round the corner by Allen. Great finish there. And Harry Allen, the X Factor.
Wowee. First blood of the game. It goes the way of Yuri. You can hear the crowd absolutely up and about here for that one as we look at the replay here, and just had a lot of crummers there around the ball, and then just the strength of Allen just to break through that tackle and just chuck it through the middle.
Brilliant stuff. Karatai got the job on Harry Allen today, so I'd say that would be a leg speed matchup.
Yeah, big task for the young man. And the quick hands there, Nycamp was decisive. So back in the centre, Clark Roberts. Little draw, comes down to Clark though, follows up and gets boot the ball out to the wing. In front there was Taylor, goes to ground. Hahndorf get a clearing kick through the edge there. Xander kept under it as Matt Slade, and the co-captain takes a mark just beyond the backward of centre. Goes forward here. Streaming out there is Allen. Gets rid of his opponent nicely, coming to meet it. Nycamp, first final against his old side, puts it towards the top of the square. Hasn't got to carry over the back. Cavalry arrive. Xander, and happy to see it. Push. So no score there, as we almost lose Lacus.
On the stool.
Don't get excited so early. I know Carlton won last night, but that's ridiculous.
Go the Baggers.
So
You baggers.
So Xander clearing kick out wide. Off hands, met here by Schultz, who's been very active in the opening few minutes. Puts it forward, front of the bus and taking the... No, didn't take it with Xander, spills the ball. Ball locked up in a packed situation. So I've played just 7.5 minutes. It's Uraidla in front, one straight. Hahndorf one behind here in the Caldwell scoreboard.
Yeah, they're looking good when they go inside 50 here, Uraidla. I mean, it's just been cleared out now, but you just feel them really attacking. They go inside again. No mark taken. Oh, just hot in that 50 at the moment, Pistols.
Absolutely. So Hahndorf came out with all the intensity in the opening few minutes, but Uraidla have countered now and having that first goal on the ball. Comes down to Turlick, tries to break his way through. Finally kicked forward by Perling, I think it was. Pack come to meet it. Grabbed there by Kleeman. Handballs away. Almost to himself to avoid the tackle. Follows up. He got support there. Grivell coming through. Close to the boundary line. And in the end, umpire Scott Bowe coming the ball up.
Well set up on that side of the ground, Pistols. That's 3 repeat entries and a stoppage, so looking good, Uraidla behind the footy.
So Clark and Daniel Roberts once again. One out there, taken by Spry. In the meantime, Clark infringed in ruck, so the big man, who's had a pretty consistent final series, centres the ball nicely. Turlick territory, also Nykamp back in the bus. That's a great grab. He was third in the bus. But strong hands there, Daniel Luckenby.
Yeah, as I said earlier, matched up against Salt, and because it's an unnatural role for Salty, he sort of didn't know when to go, if to go in the air in the contest or just sit back, and you got to go because you just got to assume that your man's going to compete for that ball. So, well done by Coop. This is his test, he's kicking, so let's see how he goes.
Yeah, I think they just needed a bit more chat in there, the Hahndorf defence, who was going in there. Just Cooper had eyes for the ball as he lines it up. Now the kick looks good off the boot. It's straight through the middle. 2 goals to Uraidla early in this first term. What do you think of that, Lackers?
Yeah, impressive. Since they conceded the first 3 forward inside 50s, Uraidla's gone with the next 5. So, as I said earlier, repeat entries, but also Hahndorf haven't had an opportunity to control the ball here. They haven't had ball in hand where they've been able to hit a few shorts and move the ball they want to. So, scrappy's the way Uraidla would want it. Hahndorf just need to get a bit more composure with the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can definitely see Uraidla just taking control after those first couple of minutes there.
So, 22nd goal. The second like an infringement here for Hahndorf in the square. Gee, that's something basic. So, Amato takes the ball, long rake and kick over the back was Nykamp, but this time umpire right in a very good position.
I reckon they had too many in the square there, Pistols. I was watching the other end of the ground, and for some reason Uraidla had a spare. The spare was in as a 5th.
Well, there you go. So, Matt Karatai nurses the ball across the Salt. As we said, a big job on him this afternoon. So, Benny Salt. Beautiful conditions here. As you can see, sun blitzed in amongst the shadows. Goes backwards to go forward, finds the Golden Burling.
That's what
chasing
they want.
His 7th premiership if he gets in next week. Gets it across here.
Well organised Uraidla here, Pistols.
So Hahndorf down the line. Here's Gresh. He's up from his position. Bouncing ball. Parker pause. Williams goes to the ground also. So it was Babbage. Cricket pitch area. Tackle applied there. So as we said, the first 15 or so minutes could tell the outcome of this game, and Uraidla certainly have weathered that early storm against the Magpies. Landers, another lad playing against his former side, wrapped up, gives the ball back. So ruck duel here, 2 young men, Landers and Schultz. Here's Amato, bit of experience there, puts it forward. Nykamp, one man just couldn't complete it. Follows up nicely at ground level. Is that too high? Yes. Yeah. And once again, Salt infringing. So Cooper Nykamp, the chance of second goal, 20-odd seconds. Beck.
He is.
He's up and about against his old team.
This is the Uraidla players come up with a bit of advice about his defence, but Nykamp's on fire, and I just really love him on the ball. He's got eyes for the ball, and you know, you're leaving the defenders to worry about the man. So Nykamp going for his second of the quarter. Nice hot drift to the right there.
Big left back. Big let off. Don't forget, last week, Hahndorf conceded the first 6 goals to Nan.
Yeah, we know the Magpies always come back. Comes out here. Landers leaps against Gresh. Gresh at ground level tries to crash his way through. Sam Williams applies a pretty strong tackle on him, supported by Karatai. So umpire Williams will come in and board up right in front of our call, the Wild Filming Footy filmed spot. Handball. Allen round the corner to Amato. Gets a high kick up here. Going to ground there was Perling. Defence under pressure is Salt. Flicks the ball out. There's a chance with the run there. Well run out of defence. And Parker Pos puts it forward. Pinpoint kick finds Hayden. So Sammy Hayden inside 50. Out on his own if the ball sit for him. Shows a bit of candy to former Crow.
No.
This will test the hamstring with the long kick there, but out of bounds. Sorry, it's through for a minor score. So Hahndorf 2 behinds. They're over at 2-1 on the Filming Footy scoreboard. So Yed's just providing a dangerous option up there.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see how he goes. Like you said, he kicked out of those 9 this year, Pistols, I believe 7 were in one quarter.
Yeah, against Uraidla. Yeah, 7 1/4. So Taken here from Uraidla. High kick, wing area, bit of wrestling off the ball there. Landers got his hands to it. Purling also comes down to Amato, deflects back to Karatai. Handball was smothered, trying to crash his way through. There's the young man in Schultz. He's been all over it in the opening term here, as we played 13 and a half minutes first term. Division 1 preliminary final, Echunga Oval. Through filming footy, trust you're enjoying our worldwide stream. Landers went unopposed, comes down to Taylor, who's been good enough finals, flicks the ball out towards Amato. Oh, he's been heavily there by Greville, comes back to Troy Parker Pulse. Babbage, a mung kick around the corner, chopped off there by Braden Watton.
So Watton here, just want to settle the team. Has a look towards the forward line, pushes it out pretty wide, right near the boundary line. Players flying up everywhere in the hands of Turlich. Turlich still with it, throws it on the boot. Bit of a mongrel kick. It almost ended up getting there in the end. Goodness me, just the absolute heat in there.
Paying it. He's paying it.
Oh,
The ball.
oh, Bruce, the Rooster Dawes, having his moment here.
Well, the young man Brumby, really, I don't know if he had much option. Where the stacks on the mill, but
Just-
kick paid there.
Yeah, but just see the difference in the forward entries there. There was just, so much energy, intensity here in the Uraidla.
So that was the debutant at Harvey
And-
with that resultant free kick, and well done to him. What a time to make your A-grade debut in the preliminary final, do or die, but obviously they have faith in the young man. So here's Hayden, vice skipper, high ball, out of wing, bit of wrestling off the ball there. Umpire says play on, close to the boundary line. In fact,
last
it goes over. So the academy boy will come into play, appealing for last touch. It has been paid. I think it's going to be the big man in Angus Clark. So Clark nurses the ball across to Thomas, who's had a fantastic final series, plenty of rebound. Of course, former Nord player, also played with success up at Barmer and Monash for a couple of years before coming back to his home club, Uraidla. Nurses it up. And here's another man having a good final series in Cooper Spry.
Cooper Spry, they're loving that far side of the ground today, Uraidla. Spry goes down the line here. Salt's in there, goes over his head. Jumping on it here, Hahndorf, but Uraidla will be happy to see that out of bounds. Just a few metres gained there.
My apologies, Beck. It was actually Liam Nichol who kicked the ball to Cooper Spry.
Oh, you're just setting me up here, eh?
Sorry to the Spry family for not recognising their boy.
Too much hair out there.
There is. So
Here's Spry once again on the edge of the 50-metre arc. Umpire Bo watching, and rules no prior, so we'll have a ball up. So 16 minutes gone first term here. Called a wild. Good open to this game. Umpire Bo right in the spot. Big Clark draws a free kick, gives it off to Amato. Swing onto that left. Centres at the corridor. Who's the home? Nykamp, he's got a break. He swung this time in a tackle by Salt. Comes out here around the corner. Matt Slade. Across the face of goal. Getting back there. Getting his hands to it.
out of the
Out
full.
of full was Kluvenik.
They just look dangerous down there, though. They just keep getting it in deep. Nykamp, he would be worrying the Hahndorf bench, I reckon, because he seems like he's up and about.
So Scott Perling, 6-time premiership player for the Pies, puts it high. Off hands there, close to the line. Out of bounds, so the Academy boy sporting the sun hat. Why not? Brilliant spring conditions here for football.
Delicious pistols.
Delicious, as they're called there by Coach Lackenby. So, bit of ruck wrestling. Comes down, Karatai's kick goes higher and goes longer. Fisted forward there by Troy Parker Boz. Gathered by Hop. Round the corner. Thomas brings the ball to ground. Tapped out there nicely. Hayden's kick was smothered. Aerial ping pong out the back door is young Brazier. Finds a bit of space to steady. And picks out teammate Spry. Eludes him. Couldn't complete. Here's Xander. Close to the boundary line as Kluvenik closed and out over the boundary line. So the capped boundary Academy boy will pitch the ball back in. 17.5 minutes gone here. Call it a while.
Yeah, so ball come back in. Still, ball just lurking down that Uraidla end. They are not letting it go at all. They keep just pushing it forward. Nice handball out the back, but next kick was smothered. So the throw in here haven't gone too far at all, but just Uraidla, their pressure, their setup, as you've said, Lackers, they're just not letting it get past halfway, basically.
Yeah, they're getting first hands on it too, Beck, so they're doing really well to win it inside and get it on the outside as Hahndorf.
So
just
ball
jack one
comes
out.
here out the open wing. The drink runner almost got a touch there. It's out on the bounce, so it'll be last touch. So it looks like it might be Thomas in the distance. Lukey Thomas. Humphrey. So as we said, big good crowd there. Enjoying the sun.
Why wouldn't you?
So Thomas decides to go down the line. Sets it. Where in the front was Kluvenik. Ball comes down to Perling. Under pressure. Kicks smothered. Back in the top, Kluvenik. Amato appealing for a free kick there. That's not going to happen. Umpire Bo comes in and will go for the ball up. So pleasant conditions. And thanks to the Solar Wholesalers for their supply of the scissor lift, which our cameraman Evan Parker is using next door to us. So some good pictures coming from a higher vantage point here this afternoon. So ball comes back here. Hahndorf go forward, wing area, big pack sets itself. Good defensive fist there forward by Uraidla. Comes back here. Forward, but a chop out mark taken there for the Pies. So Hahndorf watching over the ball being held into that eastern wing area. Back it goes from whence it came, off hands. First to get there was Roberts, but ball beats him over the boundary line. So he'll be keen to get a few early touches here, Daniel Lackaby. As I said, only his second game in about 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, hands on the footy gives you a lot more confidence. But so we're 20 minutes in here, Pistols, and we haven't had Hahndorf be able to control the ball. And like we discussed before the game, it's been a scrap. That's where Uraidla won it. They've grabbed a couple of goals as well, so good start for them.
So here's a chance for Turlick, playing up the field. This time puts it forward to Kluvenik. Nycat got his hands, so he's proven all sorts of problems. Harvey got it to the experienced hands of Salt. They come out, attack the wing area. Out there's Hopgood, takes a good mark. Thought about giving to Roberts. Dylan Hopgood, could spent some time at Loberthal. Back to his home club, fits it up high, Yench territory, Roberts territory. Getting back there, good defence by Schultz. Centre and kick from Hahndorf. Here's a chance for Yench, he's under hot. There's Uraidla, right on him there. Takes in the ground level.
Yenchi seems all right. There's a couple of sprint efforts, so
yeah,
he seems fine with his legs.
He's an experienced defender, because former Woodville West Trojans and Port Magpie and Uraidla.
Oh, well done.
Trying to thread his way through as Williams. Got boot the ball close to the line and nursed over the line. So Hahndorf 3 behinds. The districts are 2-1 here. 21 and a minute's just about to tick over here on Call the Wild. First quarter of the preliminary final. Hahndorf and Uraidla.
Yeah, perfect start from Uraidla, and they'll be happy with how their defence held up there as well. And that tackle on Yench was perfect, because you can't give him any space in the forward line. He can kick 50 metres, so if he's anywhere in the forward line, he's a chance. So they're going to have to be real hot on him today.
So ball driven back inside Hahndorf's forward 50. Big leap there. It's Lukey Roberts, just that timing out a bit, as we just discussed, Daniel Lackaby. So we'll have a ball up. And a cheerio to our some of our regular viewers on Filming Footy. Big Bluey Simons down in Tassie. He actually tells me the sun's out in Tassie, so you better go and better go outside and get a picture of that, Blue. And also Andrew Ozilek, the Aussie, who's over at Streaky
Oz is
Bay.
at Streaky Bay, yep, sitting on the beach
was it
watching
Kieran
it.
McAvoy's statue?
Oh, yes.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, so Aussie enjoying the Call of the Wild on our worldwide stream.
Is it called a sling there?
Yeah,
I think he has on Hop. Good. I think it is.
So we're about to tick over to time on. So coaches' boxes will be pretty keen on not conceding any scores from the 22-minute mark. So this would be a huge goal. Hahndorf's first, obviously, but this would be huge in the context of the quarter.
So the Pies here, as you heard, chance to raise their first major. Sets on the way, Dylan Hopgood, right across the face, so Roberts involved there, but punched clear. Gretsch just happy to see the ball out over the boundary line.
Yeah, God, goal umpire didn't have to do a thing there. It was nowhere near it.
So the academy boy, high pitch, Roberts, Schultz, ball comes down, lurking, here's Yench on the left, curls it back, getting right in the defence is Thomas, grabs the ball and off he goes. Although players stopped there for a minute. Thomas, long kick forward, but mark taken there for Hahndorf. They'll bring the ball back in. Top of the square once again, pushes strength over the back. And the Golden Fish Gresh is very happy to walk that across the line. So the fourth behind of the term for Hahndorf, playing 2-1 and 23 and a half minutes gone first term. So for once again another rare occasion, Hahndorf might be held goalless here back for a quarter.
Oh no, absolute scenes here really, and again just credit to the Uraidla defence that they haven't panicked at all. You know, in a big final, you know, you think you can get in your own head a bit. You think, you know, you're playing Hahndorf, they're, you know, one of the best teams out there, and you can get a bit nervous there. But if anything, it's been the opposite. The Hahndorf defence have looked pretty shaky, and Uris have been standing tall.
So standing tall. It's that man Clark, got it down there to Schultz on a high left foot kick out here to Sprite. It's a very good mark, and as you said, Uraidla chasing their first win in 19 games against Uraidla. They've lost 18 in a row, right in front of us. Two former teammates tackled there. It's Perling and Nykamp.
Good to see they're still friends. Had a little cuddle. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
Because they shared premierships together, so just a bit of love there.
Yeah.
Still a little bit of push and shove off the ball. So Roberts goes to ground, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Comes to Roberts, gets out the back door, taken by Tripodi, back in the lineup this season. Oh, Roberts.
Tunnel.
Called tunnelling there, so Lukey Roberts, probably his first serious kick, but the siren is gone, so...
2.5 minutes time on there, Pistols.
What a quarter.
So a good quarter of football. We talked about the pressure being needed to be maintained, and perhaps a little bit of pressure on Hahndorf coming into this game.
Absolutely.
It's a rare stat of chasing 3 finals losses in succession. And, well, start was going to be important in Uraidla. 2-1, leading the Dorf 4 behinds. Quick comment from Daniel Lackenby.
Yeah, just things that were pretty clear for me out there is Clark and the Ruck's just been given them first use inside for the Uraidla mids. The Hahndorf forward entries, they haven't been able to get the ball on their terms, so as a result their forward entries have been reasonably dirty. A couple they've just put too close to the line, they're an easy swell there and resulting in their helping with their 4 points. And Kluvenek's doing a huge job on Perling, so he's actually pushing up nice and high, so Perling can't sit behind the football, and that is why young Cooper Nykamp is looking dangerous, because he's getting one out with Salt. Salt's advantage is when the ball hits the ground, he'll win it and off he goes, and Coop doesn't really want to run sprints all day chasing him down the ground, but when it's in the air, that's when Nykamp's really dangerous, so that's a good start for them.
Yeah, goal kickers in that term. It took until 6 minutes for the first goal to come through Harry Allen, and then finished up by a good piece of work by Nykamp. And then he had a chance for successive goals, but just pulled it to the right. But as I said, 2-1 plays 4 behinds. So we might go and just check out a few sponsorships and be back here for the second quarter, the preliminary final here. As we said, it's Uraidla Districts 2-1, leading the Magpies 4 behind. So a 9-point margin. Back shortly here on Filming Footy from Echunga Oval.
This is the Hills Footy League. Match of the day.
Welcome back live here to Echunga Oval, Solar Wholesalers Oval in Echunga, where quarter time it's the Uraidla District Demons 2-1 leading the Hahndorf Magpies 4 behinds, and a pretty entertaining opening term. Just a couple of shout outs, people who are joining us on line. Hello to Jenny Noski, trust you're enjoying our stream, and Lacus, a few friends if you have any, apparently for some people have in your contacts.
You don't have too many friends when you're a coach, Pistols, but young James Richards tuning in, watching the Uri boys. He's got a big game tomorrow for the doublers.
Yep.
And Robbie Tanner just watching the umpiring. He's a big fan of the umpiring.
He would, of course. So, speaking of which, umpire Reece Williams gets us underway. Second term. Ball clear in the centre. First clearance will go to Sam Hayden for the Pies. Puts it forward. Rudloff streaming out. Here's a chance for Yetch. Good pressure there. They've sensed the danger of Matthew Yetch. So certainly not leaving him uncovered. Ball comes back. Quick kick forward for the Pies. Bouncing ball. Grabbed there. Good pressure applied there by Worthley on Roberts. Luke variety. Ball spills through. Oh, Worthley back in with a second effort. You like to see that as a coach.
He's a tough bugger, I tell you what.
The horny man. So Thomas Worthley. Good name for a footballer.
There was a few of them around, isn't there?
Yeah, we like ours. Ours is called the Gecko.
The Gecko.
Oh, yeah.
So, ball put forward. Is a chance for Griffin.
Great
Showed
contest.
courage. Ball comes down here. Working hard there with Salt. Here's a chance. Turlick on the run.
Wow.
Curls it back. Lovely finish by a man you'd expect from the Pie.
Wow.
Under a bit of pressure already. First 3 goals conceded. Turlick. Great finish.
That was a huge goal, and just his confidence to wind up and put it through. We'll just watch the replay here, and you can see everyone streaming forward there. Turlick just gets on his own on that right side, and just never in doubt. I absolutely love that from Uri. I'd say, the message at quarter time would have been, keep doing what you're doing, build on it, and that's what they are doing.
And that attack started across the half-back line. After Hahndorf had the first forward entry, so well done, Uraidla. So back in the centre, Roberts is a leaper, Clark straight at ground level. Got the top, here's a chance for Spry, streams out, puts it back towards forward line here. At the back was Amato, and really right at the back of the bus, but delivered and grabbed the tickets. So to chance him, and he was so good last week, I think 5 goals, 3 in 1 quarter. So Nick Amato having a superb finals campaign, I should say. Has kicked 40 goals for the season. So the Chone man, see what he can do here. Sets it on its way. Tell you what, that's a very good kick, Daniel Lackaby.
You love him kicking for your house, wouldn't you? Interestingly, that was Uraidla's first centre clearance for the match, resulting in one of their smalls taking a catch. So getting their hands on it, like we said back during the break, they're quite dominant around the footy at the moment, the Demons.
Yeah, and you want someone like Amato getting up and about, especially after last week. His energy, his leadership. People will rise up to meet him as well. So just a great start here by the Demons.
So the Demons, well and truly with the nose in front. It's 4-1 plays 2 behinds. Daniel Roberts, the big leaper. Here's a chance for Spry again. Threads his way. This time the kick was nullified. That man in Worthley goes to ground under pressure from Hayden. So Uraidla really making a challenge here towards the Magpies. As I said, they've lost the last 18 games against Hahndorf. But I tell you what, they're working hard to remedy that here this afternoon. Once again, scrappy play right in the centre circle still, just on the edge of it. Ball comes out, held in there. So umpire Williams will come in and ball it up. So Ruxgather again, bit of wrestling. Somehow Clark got that out. Clearing kick to Spry, starting to have an influence. Ball comes forward. Bouncing ball. Well played there over the top.
Harry Allen.
Comes to Harry Allen, the X-Factor, this way, that way. Gives it back to Nickel. Curls one into the corridor. Bit of chop out mark taken by Benny Salt. Salt goes across the ground. Finds Tripodi, the past dual premiership skipper. Nurses up the wing area. Big Clark.
Bang.
Taylor made for him, and the big man just took it for the giving it off to the Sog and Jep, but the big man will go back and boot him into 50.
Well, we're just playing this game on Uraidla's terms at the moment, and even then they just got it back where they wanted as Jep sends it into the forward line again. Just these repeat entries as well by Uraidla. As a rebound comes out, Uri player was under it in Thomas. All just bouncing around here. Now Hahndorf have got the run forward, but no one really presenting there. They were looking for landers, but just didn't land.
Yep. Back. Stop it. Not this early. Good
All
work,
right.
good work by the Iron Fist. Grish, just he does, just a fist over the line. So Ruckman grabber, Roberts. Taylor to the knot. Oh, well stolen there by Hop. Good
Please.
centers the ball. Roberts was the target. Steaming out as a big man, Clark. Kick was nullified. Got support there. Jep going to ground. Liked his final series, the song, Tommy Jep. Of course, had a collarbone issue last year, missed most of the season, so good to see him back and do what he does best. So, Landers, the ruck duel, gets it down. Here's a chance. High kick forward by Taylor. Clears the pack, bouncing ball. Here's big Dan Roberts on some pace. Gathers the ball. Run down under pressure. His kick is out on the full, so just bring the pressure here to Demons.
Oh, the pressure's unreal, Pistols. Like before when you had Tripodi exiting D50, instead of hitting the spare, he panicked and kicked to a 3v1 to Troy, and that's when Clark marked the footy in. They go again.
So Harry Allen, the X Factor, or he's on the goal kicking list this afternoon. Out wide, Eastern wing. Nurses up the line, but chopped off there. Xander goes to ground under pressure. Demons swarm all over him, as Daniel Lackenby just suggested. Finally, they come out with the ball to Demons, get it forward. Knock forward. Salt and Nykamp, a ball out over the boundary line. So, come out to 6 minutes gone, and the Demons have added 2 goals this quarter. Hahndorf still camped on their 4 points quarter time score bet.
Yeah, they are. Just the Demons very impressive at the moment, and just
What have we got here? Oh, Freda Hahndorf.
well,
Kluvernick down behind play. Hopefully he's all right. Such a key component. Roberts gives the ball off to the teammate, goes bang up the line and holds up.
in the sky.
Over the line. Just back out there, as you said, for the pre-match. The wind, is it favouring any particular end, you suggest?
It was giving nothing really. I couldn't feel any breeze at all, so
Just
to speak.
looking at a commentary van, it's just a gentle zephyr, I'd describe that.
Oh, gentle.
Just up my skirt.
Right, that breeze is about as hard as I was blowing when I ran in from the Oval. Not that strong. That was my first run since the grand final.
So, Thomas puts it forward, and a good chop out, mate, taken there by Hop. Good.
Here we go.
Quickly puts it across. Can Hahndorf build it something? Out wide. Jens looks like he's been set back to defence here, Lakers. Sets him trying to stop the flow. High kick forward by Karatai. Troy Parker Boz. Over the top, Luke Roberts. Here's a set for Troy. Wearing him in nicely is Watke. Comes out here. Watke keeping position, the Trojan horse. Battle to Troy.
Oh, he's
Gonna pay
lurking.
this.
Oh, bit of me time there.
Oh, yeah. Say nothing, Lakers.
So Scotty Bowe. Charge this afternoon with Reece Williams and Bruce Dawes. So bit of wrestling there for Pony.
Bit of spanking.
Yeah.
Taken by Williams. Here's a chance for Roberts in front. One grab, two grab off.
Oh,
Fumbles it as it hit the ground. Comes back into Watke, the Trojan horse. Puts it forward. Taken
Well
by his
done.
teammate. Here's a chance. Allen streaming through to centre.
Oh,
Gets around nicely. Puts it out wide. Here's Amato. Got the drop. Spot by Gribble. Amato follows
Front
up in
on.
the meantime. Chopping. Umpire Bowe says play on.
It's got clues.
Jones streams towards the goal square. Getting across out in the back. Taken by Yench. In the meantime, a whistle has gone. Yench races off for the ball. Puts it out wide. He's got Xander on his own out the wing. It's Thomas close. Xander gets around. He's got support there. Oh, the handball went really nowhere.
What are the numbers
So
there?
under
Get to
pressure,
that
it's going to come back into Thomas. Thomas puts it across to Taylor. It's called by Daniel Lackenby. Great pressure out there. So Scotty Taylor, centre of the ground, puts inside 50. Lumbering out, getting his hands to it was Kluvernick. Can he get out the spry? Amato going down, over the top push, yes, umpire right in the spot. So Nick Amato had a bit of, perhaps dissent shown there, but umpire's made his decision. So Nick Amato will go back and will kick for his second successive goal. Bearing in mind he kicked 3 in a quarter last week, in fact 2 in 90 seconds, Beck. So
well, I said before, if he gets going, it's hard to stop him.
he is their leading goal kicker with 41 as we speak. So Nick Mardo, as I said, plenty of SNFL experience at Nord and Glenelg. Of course, won the male medal a couple of years ago. So the Chone man, what can he do? Gives it his best effort.
No.
off hands. So minor score results, but still good enough to keep Uraidla in front. So they're 4-2 to 4 behinds. They've kicked 2-1 this term. Hahndorf still camped on 4 behinds back.
I think their bench should be looking for some serious answers at the moment because they haven't even looked like scoring when they've gone forward.
So here's a chance from the goal forward. Getting back
Another one.
the Iron Fisted Gretsch. So Thomas Gretsch gets across to Thomas, who cleverly thought about, but plenty of experience there. He's got a loose man here in Rudloff, so plenty of experience back there. Daniel Lackaby. Rudloff takes it. He'll get it over the top to the runner. Nickel on the left. Goes further afield, coming across towards Gribble, spoils the ball nicely. Going to ground there, it's Danny's ground there.
Some real parallels to last week's game against Nan here, Pistols. The pressure that has been applied by Uraidla, which was done last week as well, and first 4 goals so far too.
So perhaps out of Nan's book, apply the pressure on the Magpies, and who knows, there's a chance for Woodkey if he can get the ball to sit for him. Oh, Roberts comes in now. Oh, Woodkey just bounced off him like a cork in the ocean, puts it forward, and the mark taken by Tripodi, as I said, past dual premiership skipper, puts it out wide here. Ball goes to ground there. That was Zander winning a free kick. Cameron Zander puts it further forward. There's a chance for Roberts.
Oh,
Ferrari. And that's the ever so slightest nudge there, I'd suggest.
what I find interesting there, Pistols, is the umpire who's 35, 40 metres away has called that, where the other umpire, the third, who's in line with that contest, so he can see if there's a push in the back whatsoever, has called play on. As a coach, and I'd say as a supporter, this is where people get frustrated.
So cameraman Evan Parker this afternoon, the scissor list, thanking the Solar Wholesalers, right behind Roberts here, so the chance to kick his first goal a long time, and the first one of the game for the Pies towards the off the side, bit rusty I'd suggest. Oh!
Mark.
That's a mark.
That is a...
Zabe?
Yep, Xavier Parker Biles, because booted 6 last week in their loss, certainly knows where the goals are.
Perfect pocket for a left footer too, so...
He does. He's just, at this point, you just got to put it through. We've got no goals to speak of. Parker Bors gets it done there, and a much needed, I can't believe I'm saying this, first goal to Hahndorf. Goodness gracious me.
Yep, when you've got to wait nearly 12 minutes into the second term for the Magpies' first goal, it suggests that they are under the pump here.
Oh, absolutely. They're just being forced to play a way that they don't want to play at all, and they're not enjoying it.
Advantage here is that they're being soundly beaten. However, they're only a couple of goals down, so they're still within reach if they can get their game going on their terms.
Absolutely. So umpire Dawes back in the centre. Schultz versus Landers, the 2 young men. Ball comes out the back. Landers follows up himself. Against Schultz, the 2 young men doing it all in the air at ground level. So they'll just regroup here and go again. 2 exciting young ruckmen. So Schultz wins it down, takes it to ground level and lacked up by that man Landers. So once again, for a 3rd successive ball up in about a minute, up they go again. So Landers got it forward. Once again, locked up by Landers. Got there to Taylor. Clever handball got to Amato. Was infringed high notes to the umpire. Taylor goes back, wins the football. Under pressure. And that man Schultz, who's everywhere, got the actual kick clear. Well, it's it for Nickel. Spinning his way out of trouble. There was Babbage, dispossessed. Gets support from Greville. Held up in a tackle there by Turlick. So Hahndorf is similar to last week from the Rams. Every time they get the ball, under pressure, which you've got to bring in the finals, of course. Just goes up another notch. Landers toe poked it forward, but umpire Dawes said it was in danger, so it looks like Braden Watton, of course, adding to the choreography, just holding the head. So Braden Watton got a lead there from Cluvey. He's put it well out in front of him, and Cluvey.
He's taken that on someone's bonnet, Pistols.
Hey?
He's taken that on someone's bonnet.
I was going to say, in the back of the ute down there.
Yeah.
Climbed out of an esky.
So they're waiting to retrieve the ball. This has gone for a quick pasty there. Looked like it was Joel Parker Bors. So out last touch, or out the full. So Parker Bowles go cross goals. Finds Salt. Deep in defence in the back pocket. He nurses up the corridor.
Wow.
Caratais the lead over the top of there. Here's Watton. He started this chain of play. Comes back to Amado. Around the corner. High kick by Nickel. Chance for Kluvenek.
Got it.
Oh, just
Who's
contested
marked
mark
it?
there.
Who's he
Fair
playing it
call
to?
there. I think they both had a bit of purchase on that.
It would have been a huge call to
Yeah.
whoever he picked
Umpire
there.
always gets it right, Lackers. you know
It's
that.
where both
course.
teams bait the umpire.
So well done, umpire Williams. So Landers gets it down. Dangerous territory here. There's Turlick trying to bullish his way forward. Follows up nicely. Taps the ball to advantage. Will it bounce for him? No. Out over the boundary line. As we come out to 15 minutes gone here. Second term preliminary final. And Hahndorf 1-4 trailing Uraidla 4-2. Good contest here for the last ticket into the grand final to meet the Rams next week. Bouncing ball, cleverly tapped down. Taylor around the corner. Getting back there right on the goal.
Is it?
He's going to call this.
No score of his here. It's a goal.
Taylor, I'd like to see that one again if we can, Celeste. That's a remarkable snap by Scott Taylor.
There we go.
Opportunist,
And he's bent his knee the wrong way to get this in there, Pistols.
Contortionist, you're quite right.
Wow.
Desperate lunge there. I thought it was Perling, but had cleared the line.
Just the reason they scored their Pistols is because when Hahndorf had the ball, like they're trying to get the ball out of that back pocket, they went the switch, they got it out to Salt, but Uraidla set the ground up so well, so they killed the exit and then they paired off, forced a rush kick, not a rush kick, but a poor kick turnover from Salt, and then back in they go.
So 5-2 to 1-4, back in the centre. Down to Spry, wrapped up there by Williams. Oh, he shrugs himself clear. Spry gets a high left footer forward. There's the man Perling, who desperate dive, just couldn't prevent that last goal. So Scotty Perling, what a fantastic performer he's been. 6-time premiership player. Nurses across the Parker Boys. Of course,
This is where they've been awesome.
Joel
Uraidla.
Variety goes out wide to Grivell. Good to see him back on the park after a rather nasty injury. Football earlier in the year, gives it to Williams, the skipper, gives it back to Parker Boys. Looks like he's signed the 1-2, finally decides to go long inside 50. Watton in the box of the seat, gets the ball down. Xavier Parker Bowl gets the ball, bounce, will it get there? And Ferrari assisting it through for a minor score there.
Ferrari won the race there, Pistols.
Did indeed, so they will get the ball and no doubt send it straight back down from where it came. So plenty of pace been showed this afternoon by Uraidla. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And how you said they set up Lackers behind the ball and they just forced Hahndorf there to just lob it into the 50 where there was no one there because you rather just had numbers everywhere.
So right in front of us, Hopgood puts it back. Woodliff camped under it. Out comes Parker Pause. Ball comes to ground. Xander crubs it nicely. Over the shoulder, attempt bouncing
Bad
out
luck.
of bounds. And the resultant free kick will go to the sock man, Thomas Jep.
Yeah, so same thing, just Uraidla just forcing Hahndorf to go where they want it, where they're not going to have
Oops.
the chance to score. But that is a miss kick.
Yeah, just a bit high for young Brumby. Was Iron Raiders under 18 last year in his first season of senior football over at the Cabbage Patch. So in the shadows, Hopgood, Dylan Variety. What's on offer? He'll kick to a congested square, sets it up. Luke Roberts front of the bus. Heads a good defensive spoil there from that man Gresh. Who would you expect? Brazier got it. Long bomb out towards the wing area. Off hands, Salt. Gets around his opponent. Sends it back whence it came. Here's Schultz in the box seat. Oh, the back of the pack. Xavier Parker Boz. Amado doing it at each end. Puts it out wide, but on this occasion out over the line. So Salt will bring it back into play.
Bit too wide and Salt, bit of a miss kick there. He's kicked it into the mark, but prior to that, I did like what I saw from Salt being a bit more attacking in defence because, the one-on-one isn't as much of his strength, but I think he's, sorted out how he wants to play now with that run-off.
So, tap down taken there by Hayden. Dispossessed comes to Taylor. Meanwhile, the whistle is gone.
Oh.
And it will be a free kick here. And it'll go to Cooper Spry.
Fry's been very good.
A few more
That's been
people
very
making friends out there.
Hope you haven't given half his touches to Nickel. No, we'll sort it out here today. He's got the headband. So Spry nurses it
Great
delightfully up the line.
No, they get chopped.
But intercepted there.
Good mark.
The big man, Daniel Roberts, sends it back.
Oh,
Over the tap there. Comes down. Clever handball out here. Over the top from Hop. Good will it sit here? No, first to get there's Amato.
well done.
Clever work by the Chone man. Clearance from Uraidla. They're backing up very well. Here's a
Coming
chance
back.
for Yetch. High on the right. Curls it back nicely. And Tommy Jet stands his ground courageously. Takes it. Off to the races. Has time for a bounce. Puts it out into Gresh. Thomas Gresh wants to get up the win in front of our commentary. Finds another young man in Nickel. And these young demons standing up here in the pressure of finals football, particularly against a side like Hahndorf.
Don't really want to dump it down the line here with Dan Roberts and Perling. This is going to be caught.
Oh, bit of a pack there. The numbers were with Hahndorf, but ball keeps being pushed backwards with Hayden now. He goes across the ground. Take the bounce. Sends it long. Got someone on his own down there. Babbage. Sends it in. The ball just travelled over the pack in the end.
Thomas Tripodi. James Tripodi, sorry, just at the back of the pack. They all flew and
Yeah, just went over the back.
he seemed to be a little bit
Little bucket there.
unexpected. He made it.
Just sat there straight into his arms.
So, has kicked 12 for the season, Tripodi, because as we said, back after stints in Mildura and also the Adelaide Footy League. Dual premiership skipper. They need a goal, but he can't deliver.
No.
Pulls it to the right. So they move on to 1-6. Uraidla a 5-2 here. And 21 minutes expired here on the call of the Wild Rocket clock.
Huge 5 minutes here, Pistols.
So Braden Watton right in front of our commentary spot in the shadows.
It's got nothing long.
So nurses it. Nike
Yeah, brilliant. Well done.
just worked his way forward. So Cooper Nike providing a good target up there. Thought about playing on. This time he does. Goes out. He's got a loose ball. Big Clark who have to work hard as Bowers closes. But the big man takes it. Virtually the centre of the ground. Nurses inside 50. Spy! With the leap. That's a good mark over the top taken by Salt, who certainly has lifted his game in defence, Daniel.
Doing well. A lot of black and white there inside 50.
So sold up the line to Troy Parker, boys. I'll tell you, if they don't win today, Jasper won't want to know what to do next week. The dog, Jasper, who's been to every grand final the last few years. So Jasper's probably home watching. So the mark taken out there.
Had a few premiership photos, old Jasper. Been in a few.
He
Got
has.
a few medals.
Yeah, dog of the day. He wins at every grand final day. Good sport there by Luke Thomas. Ball caught in the pack. Will it come out? Yes, it does. Must be close to the boundary line. In fact, in the end, the boundary line does win out.
Into time on.
So Hahndorf. Just get you to put your coach's hat on in a minute. Just think of what you would say to Hahndorf. Ways that they can get back into this contest, because definitely they not be too many games they've been in a final where they've gone in consecutive finals behind. Here's a chance taken by Xander. Daniel, high kick forward, coming out to meet it was Rudliff. Just destroys any possible marking attempt for Xavier and Parker, boss. So come out to 23 minutes, gone back.
Yeah, that's a great defensive effort. Those, big punches, stopping those marks, putting the body pressure on. Those moments are all really huge in terms of this game.
So Ruckjell close to the boundary line. Taylor lurking, allows Allen to take the ball. Streaks away, puts it forward. Jens gets across there for the crumbs, which he grabs. That runs out of tarmac. So once again, we'll have a ball up. So good crowd in the house. You can feel the tenseness here. So it's the Giant about to be toppled again. So Clark in front. Oh, took one to the back of the scone. Yes, umpire right on the spot says too high. Gives it off to Amato, who was thinking about off to the races.
He
but the umpire
was.
said, no, you've got to come back over the mark. So big Angus Clark. I said Sturt, Nord experience. Also Goody Saints. Also spent some time in the Victorian amateur, Melbourne amateur competition. So
Wow.
very handy man in his third season. Nurses it forward.
Oh!
Bit of push and shove off the
Dropped in
ball.
there.
And while that was happening, Airman Spry.
That's our boy.
Cooper.
Very effective.
He was, and yeah, everyone else kind of just took themselves out of the contest,
Yeah.
and he was the last man standing. Young
So-
Spry.
Cooper Spry, 11 goals for the season. So I tell you what, if he can nail this one, Lackers, certainly they'll go in, if not already, with their tails up. And it's certainly the belief they can break an 18-game losing streak against the Hahndorf Magpies. So Spry sets it on its way. I think the goal umpire has moved a little bit too far. Through for a minor score.
Downey, Coach Down knew that too. Down on his haunches, he's like, oh, that was huge.
5-3, 1-6 in favour of Uraidla Districts here. 24 and a half gone, so you expect half time. Not too far away, puts it out wide. Parker Pies with the rise there. In the last minor round game, we did Onkers and Uraidla, and Matt Down quite animated on the boundary line, which is good to see, because his first senior coaching stint Lackers.
There's got to be something wrong with your Pistols if you're a coach.
That's right, comes out into height. Well, enough said. As the ball comes forward, here's a chance getting across there. Gretsch Rudler, Mr. Reliable. He's had a good final series. Delightful kick out into the sock, Tommy Jep. And they're just working the possession game very well out of defence. The Demons, so nurses across to Jacob Ferrari, who
this is where the bench
only his fourth senior game.
This is where the bench would hold the cards up on the boundary, wouldn't they, Pistols? 1 minute or 30 seconds or noodle bowls?
The noodles, yeah, I was going to say.
There it is.
And there it is. I think they had the 10-second card up as you spoke.
Look at Downey striding out.
He is.
He's up and about, Coach.
He is. He's got energy.
Very much so. Very much so.
Well, you can't blame him as his side here leads 5-3 to 1-6 as to use a quote of another one of our commentary team. Just take us through the tape.
Oh, I mean, what a great half from Uraidla, and we did discuss it before the game. We said how each side wanted to play, and Uraidla's certainly got the game on their terms. So their strength, their one wood, they're in close, and they want to win the contest, and their pressure and their physicality. And to their credit, when they have got the ball from the inside to the outside, they've moved it really well. And their forward entries have been even though majority's dirty, it's still been cleaner than Hahndorf's, which has sort of been a bit of kick and hope stuff. And that's credit to Uraidla's pressure as well. So, I mean, you spoke, Pistols, what you would say to the boys at half-time with Hahndorf. First of all, it would be, let's not panic here. We're certainly not out of the game by any stretch, because we can score heavily and we can score quickly. So, but you've got to start and get your hands on the footy. So I'll be putting it on Troy, I'll be putting it on Sammy Williams and Sam Hayden. They're your guns in the middle of the ground. They've been reasonably well held. They need to win us the football for us to have any chance to win the game. So they need to start and control the footy and just move the football their way. So they want to get it out into space, and let's just see if Uraidla want to defend us with the ball on the move.
Yeah, I think Hahndorf have got a bit of work to do here, and you've got to get out of that mindset of this is what happened last week. It's history repeating itself. So they've got all the hard work to do in the rooms here. As you said, they've got the players there that can do it. It's just a matter of turning things around, because it is a big turnaround. As for Uraidla, well, they don't want to get too ahead of themselves, but also they want to just enjoy the footy that they've played in that first half. They've been so impressive. So I hope they take a minute to just sit down and go, we've played an absolute ripper of a first half, but there's still another half to go here, and let's build on top of that.
As we said, Daniel, Matt Golding, a side that, as I said, 18 unbeaten games in the minor round. As people take it on board the template and how to beat them in the finals, because we saw Nan last week, the pressure situation, and today, once again, Uraidla. So, if he'd be moving the magnets, I think, how could this side be so good? But really, at the moment, in 1.5 finals games, looking, dare I say, insipid and just not as good as they should be.
The I word.
But seriously, the I word. Call it what you want. I'm sure he'd be using more words than that.
A bit shorter and a bit more intense.
Explicit.
It's hard as a coach, because you even sit there and you talk to the group and you say, listen boys, I can move magnets all day, but at the end of the day, if we're not getting our hands on the footy, I can't really do a great deal. So that's where the game needs to be won, and they're the stars in the middle of the ground. They need to get their hands on the ball. And then conversely, if you look at who's played well for Uraidla, You've got Clark's done a super job in the ruck. You've got young Schwartz, when he chops out, does a super job jumping and giving some physicality in there as well. I mean, how good's he? He follows up on the floor as well, so it's not just jumping, getting handed the ball. And then you've got their big bodies like your Taylors and your Worthleys, and Amato's getting it inside and down forward. So they'll be really pleased how they've gone so far. But and you'd be saying, hey, listen, boys, they're going to have their turn at some stage.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that. So, you've got to win a final more than once during the game.
All right, trust you're enjoying our worldwide stream here coming from Wholesalers Oval in Echunga. It's a preliminary final day, and just saying they might have a little bit of a firm hand on a grand final ticket at the moment to play Nan Bremer. Uraidla 5-3, 33, leading Hahndorf 1-6. 12, so a 21-point margin. We just tell you quarter time of the Country Division Grand Final. It was Gumaraka 2-2 leading Meadows 1-1. So early stages of ring-ding-ding out there. All right, we might take a break here and get ready for the second half, and we'll play a few sponsorship reverses, but also we're out and about early, just taking in a bit of the scene here on preliminary final day. So we'll let our man Celise take us through that. We'll be back here for the second half soon. Stay tuned here on Quarter Wild Filming Footy.
This is the Hills Footy League Match of the Day.
Welcome back live to Solar Wholesalers Oval in Echunga, and we're underway for the second half, what should be an enthralling preliminary final conclusion. A 21-point margin in favour of the Demons. Uraidla, as Magpies go forward through Tripodi. Here's a mark taken by Troy Parker-Boz. Jeff Pistola, Rebecca Northcott and Daniel Lackenby bring you all the action this afternoon, and we might get Lackers just to study the form here, just see if there's been any moves made during the half time by the Magpies to try and reel in this deficit as the ball worked up the line, tamed by Worthley. So 5-3 to 1-6 at half time, and I can tell you the half time score out at Kersbrook in the Country Division A grade grand final. It is Meadows 3-4, Gumaraka 2-2.
Oh.
So low scoring battle at the moment for the A grade flag out there at Kersbrook, which you can see. I think you've got to press like red for Ed. I think you're going to push
Red for Ed, yeah.
I think you've got to push grey for JJ.
Ah, yes.
So
yes.
Benny Goldfinch and the rest of the team out there. So ball into happiness. So Lackers, that's your astute surveillance. If you can see any major switches, ball comes out here. Meanwhile, Amato feigned a handball. Got a kick in, but I tell you what, it's going to be close to the line towards Turlick, right in front of the pack members pavilion, the Coop Pavilion here. Echunga Oval.
Matchups very similar, Pistols. Yench starting back and Salt has gone back to play forward. Back to play forward, if that makes any sense.
We got you. Oh.
Did we have a look in disbelief at like some of your players at your quarter time addresses? What the hell was he talking to you about?
Yeah, if there's anything shiny or clouds or anything like that, Pistols are losing.
So,
would.
up by Scott Bowe, ball up, Landers wins it down, goes to the experienced opponent in Clark, ball at ground level, locked in there. So Uraidla would be very happy to play the stoppage style football. Hahndorf obviously need to get a bit of a run on here. As we said, they tried by 21 points halfway through this preliminary final. Last time I met in the preliminary final was 2013. Uraidla won by 5 points. Bearing in mind, the Magpies have won the last 18 matches against Uraidla.
One thing that is noticeable is Dan Roberts hasn't started in the middle of the ground, so they've gone with Landers. I'm just trying to see if he's on the bench over there.
Okay. So, ball comes back here. So, free kick to the Pies, out of side. It's Hahndorf having a few injuries coming in. Trenorden and Mail missing from last week's team, 2 key contributors. So, certainly a little bit depleted in the Magpies, but they do have a good stock of reserves there, B grade into the grand final. Nursed up the line by Thomas. Looks like it's out of bounds. And that'll be Zach Scribble to take the resultant free kick. So Grivell sends it in high. Pack sets themselves. Getting his hands at the front was Hayden. Taken away once again by Rudliff. Grivell follows up nicely. Gets a bit of space. Kick is smothered though. So the Uraidla defence, as we found in the first half, just miserly, Rebecca. Kept it to 1-6, and they've started off in similar trend here in the third term.
Oh, they've held up very well, just like a big old fortress down there. And, I think they did well to, keep Yenchi to no goals when he was down there as well, and they've just carried on from there.
So Lockie Schultz, who was so good in that first half, puts it back. High leap was Landers, got it down to Grivell.
Oh!
Perlin coming in,
Courage.
some heavy body work there. Ball out over the boundary line. Kluvnik just coming in, just a little bit of... told him what he thought of that. So the Academy boy will pitch it in. Good crowd in the house. You can still feel they're a little bit tense about this. Perhaps not believing what they've seen. Hahndorf have ruled the roost for so long. In fact, they've played every grand final since 2015, if I'm correct.
Bloody hell. Okay.
They haven't got Jaden to go to the Brown Built Cabinet to get that stat. Because the Echunga and Uraidla in that 2014 decided. I think Hahndorf have appeared in every one since.
Domination.
Physical encounter that was.
It was indeed. So, Hahndorf pushing forward here.
I'll be checking the Sharon Pistols. There've been some absolute mungs in these first, 4.5 minutes in. No one can kick that ball.
Reckon
Yeah.
the Precious gone down. Airs out of the ball.
Deflate gate.
So, ball in. Landers. Schultz and Roberts. Here's their man Spry, who's been very effective in that first half. Out there trying to break his way through. Finally, the ball's cleared, but the umpire whistle was gone. And Brucey Dawes, of course, being assisted by Scott Bowe and Reece Williams.
Do you reckon Spry's got one thong on the foot at the moment there, Pistols?
Well, could be. Could be. Ball goes forward. Here's another man who's been very good. Amato quickly gets onto Slade, who got it out wide towards Turlick, but runs out of tarmac there. So just a tense period in this game, you'd suggest.
Yeah, very interesting. And you got Yenchi here just letting the Uraidla forward slide up to the contest. He's playing behind the footy at the moment as a +1.
So 5.5 minutes expired, and we haven't had any addition to the half-time scores, which was 5-3. The Demons 1-6 Hahndorf. Hahndorf need to get a crack on. But the Demons certainly not relenting. They can sniff at a big upset here. Into what will be a historic day next week. Well, it's already historic. Dan Bremer United making their first appearance in a Div 1
Rams are in.
grand final. Of course, man here who was instrumental in guiding them up from Division 2, so you must have a little sense of pride here, Daniel.
It's awesome for the football club Pistols. A lot of people done a lot of work. It's great.
Yep. So, ruck duel. Ball comes down to ground level. As I said, they'd just be happy to have the stop-start situation.
Just feel him out. Yench coming up now. He's going to play off the back of this stoppage as a spare, looking for a feedback.
So, ruck duel. Landers knocks it
he's
forward.
Off. There he goes.
Teammate. Good tackle applied there. And Uraidla certainly getting around themselves, around each other. Just sensing their self-belief that they have.
That was big, wasn't it? They're enjoying and celebrating those little things.
That was Slade. There's plenty of experience there from the co-captain. Once again, a hold-up. Tackle situation. So up we go again. Oh, high levels Landers. And you would think that was a tunnelling effort. Similar to what was paid last week in the against Landers, the big Brock knot.
Football act.
So yeah, that's the phrase of the week, isn't it? Football act.
So Clark, the big man, sets it out wide. Good strong catch taken out there. So Babbage goes forward. Can they get a clutch mark there? Big pack over the back. The cavalry arrives and Hopgood. Here's a chance for Parker Pos. Uraidla gets it out to Thomas.
Got
this
him.
way, that way he's caught.
Oh no!
Tackled by Xavier Parker Pos. So Parker Pos has the opportunity to kick his second. And of course only the second one for the Pies. As I said, 6 goals last week. Bit of a lone hand for him. And as I said, same deal today. Only one on the board through his agency. So chance for him to double their output. Tripodi, sorry.
He liked it too.
Great pressure there, Pistols, wasn't it? Great pressure by the Hahndorf forwards. That's the start they wanted. They got the first goal of the third, so now it's just asking more questions of Uraidla.
Yeah, it sure is, and yeah, it's like you said, just that pressure on the ball carrier there forced the mistake, and we've seen Uraidla just get it out of defence all too easy all day. So a little bit of a shift there.
So my apologies, and I'll be hoping that Tripodi kick 6, just his first for the afternoon, but 13th for the season. So can they kick back-to-back goals here? That's the question as Daniel Lackenby's posed. Back in the centre, Landers the leaper. Yent's trying to crash his way through to midfield. Parker bowls with a bit of runt and grunt in the middle, puts it forward. Here's Hayden. That's a very good one-handed mark against Thomas. So we ask and we get. Guys can be delivering.
Well, it's interesting, Pistols. Another centre clearance from Hahndorf. That's where they've been dominant today. And I'm not sure that, well, my stats aren't great, but I don't think Uris have been inside 50 this quarter. So,
So Hayden.
Oh, it's a mung.
It's a lone burner off hands, close to the goal line, but it had crossed, so a minor score there. You might be right about the pressure in the ball.
The old Sherry, it's no good.
Yeah, the old cricket, ball check. Get another one out of the suitcase.
So
don't mention that. English.
Have to check it's got the same amount of game time.
Oh, yes.
Painted by Ferrari. So Ferrari nurses towards their commentary side wing. Greville
Oh.
Perhaps it's better if you keep your eyes on the ball when you're trying overhead mark there. That's what it's coughed up.
Still in the said
Well played
headlock.
by Cooper Nykamp there. Took
Nykamp.
the high.
Just allows these the runners to get up forward. So Nykamp just little up the line, finds Amato, drifted into space nicely. So Nick Amato. Which on that left towards the pocket. Turlick's lurking out
Got
the
it.
back.
Oh!
And that's where it goes. Perfectly read by Dean Turlick, and obviously the understanding these two were fancy. Just held it nicely with
Yeah.
that disposal of Amato. He knew that the
Wink and a nod, Pistols?
Yeah.
Wink and a nod.
Yeah, a little hand signal like they do in the tennis, you know,
So
the doubles.
So Turlick picked that wonderful curling finish at the other end of the ground. So here's the opportunity to just post this one back and just put a little bit of a restriction on Hahndorf's attempted comeback here. So cameraman right behind him as he emerged from the shadows. Parker Bors on.
Oh,
He's got it.
That is a fantastic
goes.
pressure finish
Oh,
by
no.
Turlick. Salutes
it's a
the
point. It's a point.
Oh,
It's at the post.
It's a great celebration, and they are out too, Hahndorf.
wow. Crow style, that
That's
one.
giving Sydney Swans after the keys.
Oh, they've turned it over here.
So
Wow.
comes back in. Comes back to Thomas. He's got Slade out here on his own. He's got
Oh.
Schultz as well. Matt down, the coach here, just down from his barking
Oh,
instructions.
that-
Thomas a little bit undecided. In the end puts it out wide. I tell you, that's a very strong
Great
mark
catch.
taken out there
Watton?
by Watton as Perlin came in. So Braden Watton nurses the ball, the corridor. Here's Turlick again.
Oh, stop it.
wow.
Tell you what, cometh the moment, cometh the man.
He's just popping up everywhere at the
So
moment.
this time we'll take a shot, similar position on the other side of the
Well,
the goals.
doesn't work on one side, just try again the other side.
Well, I'll tell you what, he'll be pretty keen just to split the posts instead of getting close to him this time, Beck.
He will be. Just after the celebration, the crowd was on its feet for just a single behind. So Turlick, can he convert this time?
Tell you what, the crowd behind him, very tense.
Some
over his
advice?
shoulder.
They are. So he runs in, looks
He
right
likes
off
it.
the boot. That's a lot better from Turlick. Straight through this time. No post there in sight. It was all daylight. Straight through the middle. Nice goal to Turlick there. His second for the day.
It's funny sitting here, obviously, as a coach who watching Downey, poor bugger. He was on one knee and he's just seen one clip the post, Crow Sydney style, and then he's got his main man out there shooting from the pocket again. There was almost a half prayer, I think, there. It was, and he willed it home. So really looking strong here, Uraidla. They've answered back. This is where Hahndorf really need to start pushing.
So Uraidla 6-4, leading the Pies 2-7 here. 13 minutes gone, third term.
They're out.
Taking here, Harry Allen. The Hates factor puts it in Cooper. Spry's playing some sort of a game here. Bounces up, quickly realising to move it on. So Spry. Perlin comes out. Deflected. Xander back out to Hopgood. Braden variety, high kick. Roberts.
Oh.
Ferrari brings it to ground. Roberts at ground level follows up. Here's Troy Parker Bowles. Handball to no one in particular. Goes, gets his own ball. Good tackle.
Oh, he's gone.
Down.
Hey,
Oh, he's played the sling tackle in the crowd.
that's fair enough.
In the meantime, Bars puts it across to Hopgood. Braden Hopgood. Thought about the handball. Goes by the boot inside 50. Roberts comes steaming out. It's also Salt. Tripodi there. Dylan Hopgood. Tripodi gets out to Luke Roberts. The big man goes towards the top
Bang.
of the goal. And Luke Roberts. He'll be pretty happy about that.
Great scrapping goal from Hahndorf. Really well done. It was interesting, like the ball went in there quickly and there was a lot of black and white guys. They were at the contest. They outnumbered it, got it to the outside, and Lukey with a little special there, like a little dart getting through from up against, well, not up against the boundary, but in the pocketish.
Yeah. So good finish from Lukey. Just the that extra training he did over in Bali.
Very strong right arm, I'd suggest.
So 3-7 to 6-4 they close. So Hahndorf, as we've said, can they get back-to-back goals, which has eluded them so far in this game. Back in the centre, Daniel Robertson leaper. Gets a second bite of it, puts out towards Hayden. The Magpies are on the charge here, that's for sure.
Oh,
Puts
Xavier
it forward.
Radcliffe.
Xavier Parker Bowes, good defensive work by Ferrari, brought it to ground level. Lurking here, wrapped up in a tackle, was Hopgood. Dylan Hopgood paid another, perhaps a slinging type
Bit
tackle.
high.
We've got some momentum here, Pistols.
So Hopgood to the top of the square. They need a big grab here. Off hands, taken there by Gretsch. This way down, backwards, sock it away. But in the meantime, holding the ball is the call. Indecision there from Gretsch. And I tell you what, Hahndorf, Troy Parker Bowes.
Got some real momentum here.
Well, amazing. I found this stat amazing. Jane J-Stop has not kicked a goal this season.
Troy
Parker Bowes, no.
Wow.
Well, good
Just
time
made
for
play
it.
in the back or in the midfield, so timely to get one. And he made a bit of a ground, but umpire calls it through, so just tightens up. 4-7 to 6-4.
Here we go. She's real tight.
Oh,
There's nothing in this, Pistols. So, with it being so low scoring, again, if Hahndorf get enough momentum, they can put enough scoreboard on quickly. So, it's really going to test Yuri's now.
yeah, absolutely. This is real danger time here. Every time Hahndorf have kicked a goal before now, Yuri's, managed to, get one back straight away. And this real danger time here. If Hahndorf just start getting a little run on here. Clearance comes, though, through Scotty Taylor, just launches it in. He was looking for Kluverneck, couldn't quite take the mark. He'll do the follow-up, though, throw it back on the boot, sends it to Nickel. He was looking for Nickel, just couldn't quite get the timing there. So, again, Hahndorf can just settle now and work it out of defence.
Switches on.
So 9-point ball game here. Caratai brings it across to Grivell. Has worked into the game. Grivell long in front of our broadcast wing, kept under its in front. Taylor, plenty of experience there. Takes a timely grab. So Scott Taylor has been so good for the Demons in this final series so far.
Whoa.
Oh, a bit of a monk kicking goes towards Turlick.
Oh.
Trying to trap it with Amato. Over the top is Babbage. Big man just blankets at ground level. So
Some boys are looking tidy, Pistols. A hot day, some heavy legs. 2/3 through the third quarter here.
Unseasonably warm conditions here. So bit of a wrestle there. Ball comes down. Coming out is Spry. Sorry, Nickel. Not for the first time this afternoon. So, one down here. All right. Good evasion by Hayden. Got the ball to Tripodi. Gets across. There's a chance for an intercept. Taken by Brazier. Lifted the eyes. Chips it towards Turley.
Oh!
Was he infringed there? No, said the umpire. Going to ground level. Great persistence there by young Brumby. Ball comes out to Turlick leading the foot race. Close to the line. Coming in is Tripodi.
Oops.
Ball smothered there. Great work by Turlick, but finally the ball goes. It's a bit of a yacht behind play.
I've got that, Pistols. We've got a 2v1.
Worthley the jet, and he picks out Yench in the centre corridors. It's still going on behind play.
That's a left.
Ball comes out here to Hopgood. Bouncing ball, Brazier. Nickel. Dispossessed. Good handball by Hopgood. Comes back here. It's Rudliff. Stands his ground. Miscued handball. Opens the door. Pick forward. Here's a chance. Sander, will it set through? Gets into Salt. Sets Salt towards the goals.
Oh, that was big.
That was a hot
Just a bit
footy.
of pressure there. Turned the ball over, and Uraidla with missed handballs, and certainly Hahndorf unable to take full tilt, but they are coming as we're back to 8 points here. 4-8 to 6-4.
Just on the scrap there, Pistols. I thought Joel was a right-hander, but he's got a pretty handy left.
So, Rudliff, entertaining battle here for the last grand final spot. Comes out into Yench, came into ground. A hamstring issue, but they've certainly seen it so far through as he gets a nice little chip pass to Salt. So, Penny Salt.
Some interesting matchups down there. You've got Gresh on Salt, which is a worry, and you've got Rudloff picking up Zabian, which is interesting as well.
So, Penny Salt 38 goals for the year, because state country player, rep against Western Australia over in Perth. This is to put it beyond
Got it.
one straight kick, and he's done it. So great finish there to Salt, and they're coming, Daniel, as we come up the 20-minute mark.
20
of the
minutes in.
Premiership term.
Yeah, unreal. How good for us. Like, what a game it's turned out to be. And again, Hahndorf get their chance, so they get their lick of the ice cream. They've got momentum, and we spoke about that at half-time. They are going to have an opportunity with the ball. So really, you want to see how Uraidla respond here. The game's really opened up, so it's on the move a fair bit now. So especially with heavy legs, hot day, you want to control the footy now.
Yeah, absolutely. Pressure all on Uraidla at the moment. Taps coming through Landers, but goes on the boot towards the Uri goal. Nice one-on-one contest there. They go out the back again. Nice run around from Brazier, but the smother on his ball, just that pressure.
Smother.
That pressure from Hahndorf's really lifted. They're doing those 1%ers that Uri was doing in the first half of this game.
Absolutely. It's really tight, ain't it, Beck?
It is. So Amado just trying to bustle through. He got that arm up for the fend off.
Two umpires blowing a whistle at the same time.
As Amado takes off on the left, looking for Turlick. He's found him. He's in that unfavoured pocket though, where he missed earlier in the quarter.
So Turlick, you can see over the boundary line, adjacent the fence, no doubt getting a bit of advice. So Demons, just with the nose ahead, 6-4 to 5-8. So 2-point ball game here.
Massive kick, Pistols.
Turlick,
Just before three-quarter time.
similar play position where he hit the post. Perhaps a little bit tighter angle as he emerges from the shadows here. Can he make the scoreboard brighter for the Demons?
No.
It's going to be across the
Not
face.
at
And then a
all.
grab there, off hands. Yedge just happy to push that one over the line. So 3-point ball game now. 6-5 to 5-8. 21-22 minutes just ticked over here. Call to Wild Filming Footy. Trust you're enjoying our worldwide coverage.
Just very on edge here, isn't it? You just feel the tension in the air. We're right next to the Uraidla bench here, and you know you can just feel Hahndorf coming. You can feel Uraidla trying not to panic, but you can see it's getting to them in those stoppages and moments where they're getting those clean disposals before just a few more fumbles, a few more moments of indecision. So, yeah, they've got to get their heads back in this game and have that confidence they had in the first half.
So 4-2 to 1-2 in favour of the Pies. As we said, they're certainly steaming home after trailing by 21 points at half-time. The Magpies making a push. Landers off balance, goes to ground. Hayden over the top. He's been good in the second half. Chopped off by Slade. High kick around the quarter by Amado. Kluvenek bouncing ball. Follows up nicely. He's swapped by the Pies. Yench over the top there. Holds the ball in there. Umpire Reece Williams with good view there. Just says, I'll have it, boys. So as I said, 23 minutes just ticked over. Could be a bit of a longer quarter. More goals scored. Kluvenek tries the impossible. High ball. Taken by Babbage. Gets a high kick forward.
Well done, lad.
Schultz under pressure there. Tackling pressure. Werfler getting involved out the back door. Thomas what's it for him. He's dispossessed in a tackle.
Oh.
Here's a
Oh,
kick forward
wow.
by Roberts. Luke variety. Foot races on this. 2-on-2 here. Will it sit? Save him. Parker Bowles. We know he's a classy finisher. Hasn't got time. Gives it off to Xander. Can he finish? Around the corner. High ball.
Got it.
That is it.
Oh my goodness.
First time today, hit the
And
front.
remarkably, Hahndorf, which trailed by 9 points at quarter time, 21 at half time, have hit the front. Daniel Lakenby.
Unbelievable. How good. And again, it's just getting into space. So dirty ball, off it goes. And Zabian's got leg speed, smarts. And as soon as it went in there, the black and white Guernsey started to surge forward. And there was options by hand. And nice finish by Xander as well.
Yeah.
So 5-goal quarter for the Pies. If you're a coach, whatever he said, you'd be very happy because they've responded back.
Oh, they have, and just really forced some indecision there from the Uraidla defence as well. And they're going for the clearance again through Hopgood. And a mark nearly. They're just, you can just feel that magpie energy at the moment, Pistols. You'd know a bit about that.
Absolutely. So forward. lumbering in there, Parker paws. Out the back is Schultz. The young man brushes aside a tackle, gets boot the ball, but in his haste to find some space, he's put it out over the boundary line. So it'll be Matthew Yench who'll bring the ball back in. You always know he does something useful in the football. So the silky one nurses the ball forward. That's a great kick towards Hayden. Over the top, taken nicely by Woodruff. He's locked up in a good strong tackle close to the boundary line by Salt. So the Pies. Noses in front. 3-point margin in favour of Pies. Comes down. Solid tackle applied there. It's an enthralling battle here. The Premiership quarter, as it's called. Well, a big game here to see if you can get into the battle for the Premiership. Around the corner, Amato. Hahndorf will be pretty content here.
Turnover.
Last touch. So once again, Perling will take the opportunity here. So Scotty Perling, the warhorse, sets it towards the corridor. Can they get a grab here? Up high was Hayden, off hands. Foot race on first to get to be Ferrari. Will it sit for the young man? Yes, it is. He goes back to the sog. So Thomas Jep nurses up the line, but Hopgood, brain variety, chops it out.
It's a big kick, Hoppy.
So the chance here for Hahndorf.
Oh, Yench.
Gets it off to Yench. We know he'll boot it a mile, which he does. High ball, but it's going to be in the pocket area. And out over the boundary line. Sorry, does stick through. Goal umpire made too much ground, so 4-point margin here.
He'd be filthy if you didn't give him credit for that score there too.
Well, that's right. Score assist, I think that's a new logic.
Yeah.
Score
Goal
assist
umpire's got
these days.
wheels.
Yeah.
Not basketball. So Ridliff puts it out.
Oh.
Rolling over the back, turned back the time with a big leap, but unable to control the ball. So, what a change. In
Yeah.
the context of this game, Daniel, that can be 3/4 time
Yeah,
siren has
it is.
sounded. Take us through how that panned out.
Unbelievable. How's momentum in footy? So, really, we go into this huddle, and the Uri boys will be really got to just look at each other and just say, okay, well, what got us to the position we're in at half time? That plan worked. You knew that Hahndorf were going to get an opportunity. There was still a little bit of push and shove here.
How you
Joel's
going?
got a bit of something to say. Yenchi's got a bit to say.
Unlike him.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? So, Yuri boys just wandering in. So yeah, you're right. Let's get back to how we were winning at the start of the game. And Hahndorf here, the message is clear. We've got momentum, boys. So let's get our hands on the footy. Let's take them on. Let's put pressure on the scoreboard and see how they want to react. So what a great quarter of footy. What was that? 5-1 Pistols, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, there's no advantage to either end scoring or anything
Yeah.
like that. So it's who wants to work the hardest here. Hot day. Rotations have been spinning. So it's going to be a very interesting finish. And if you're a Ram, they're sitting there watching them beat the hell out of each other on a hot day and just enjoying it.
Yeah, well, exactly. We've got, a lot of the Ramily down here at the front, but just absolutely huge turnaround from Hahndorf. We thought that they had something like that in the bank ready to go, and Uraidla just looked like a different team from the first half, got a bit rattled there and started going into their shells a bit. As I mentioned during the game, just some few indecisions, a few little fumbles that they just weren't doing. So it's going to be, I think, a little bit of a mental fight for them there, because you could see Hahndorf had got under their skins, really got on top there. So it's going to be a massive final quarter.
It happened quickly too, because the start of that quarter was we were saying, it's a scrap again, and it's on Uraidla's terms, and I think it was a goal each. And then I'd say, it worked out Pistols that Hahndorf kicked 4 in a row. So
Yes, it has, because Tripodi kicked the first goal of that term, answered by Turlick, and then the next 4 all through the agency of the Magpies. And trust you're enjoying our Call of the Wild, coming to you through Filming Footy Sports Interactive Dartfish, of course HFL sponsors. Police Credit Union at Closey, Supermarkets West and Sports Power Sharon, the Courier newspaper, Rossdale Homes Sports Centre, and Think Road Safety. And also we must mention once again the valuable match day sponsors of each club. the Fairman solution. Lackers, take us through it.
Oh, yeah, well, thanks to Harcourts, Adelaide Hills, Rossdale Homes, Hagen Menzel Contractors and Hogan Insurance Solutions.
And, of course, the Uraidla Districts Football Club. I'd like to thank Bridgestone Select. Sorry.
He's
Select.
doing these from memory, Pistols.
Well, we've had them the last couple of weeks. FX, Barker Bottle and Can. I reckon you'd contribute a bit to their pickup. Sexton,
Sadly,
Glover and
yes.
Watts. And Tapanapa Australia Winery. So thank you very much. All right, we might go for a few quick sponsors' words and then we'll be back for what promises to be an exciting final term. 4-point margin to Hahndorf, 6-9 to 6-5 here in the Call of the Wild. Back live shortly.
This is the Hills Footy League. Match of the day.
Welcome back live. Call to Wild coming from Solar Wholesalers Oval in Echunga, Division 1 Hills Football League preliminary final. And have we got a ring-a-ding-ding here? Last man standing affair as Hahndorf have overcome a 21-point deficit at half-time to now lead by 4 points, 6 goals, 9 to 6-5. A 5 goals to 1 third term has set them up as they head into the final term with their noses in front. Jeff Pistola with you, Rebecca Northcott, and special comments from Daniel Lackenby here. Lackers, as a coach of a side, all or nothing here.
All or nothing, Pistols. As you said, ring-a-ding-ding. Here we go. Whoever wants to work the hardest here will get the rewards.
So umpire Bruce Dawes, the Uraidla King to the right of the screen here in the last term. Holds the ball off for the start of the last term for one of these sides, or else into the big dance next week. Ball spills free. First to get there will be Taylor. Wrapped up in a tackle, good enough to get away to Clark. Holds the ball nicely for Ferrari. Ferrari back turns, then nurses up the line, looking here for Amato. Nice volley off his bootstraps, taken by Grivell. Managed to get a kick forward. Tug out there is Roberts. Parker Powers of the Troy variety.
Mark.
Steps in and takes a good mark just on the edge of the 50-metre arc. Waste no time, puts it forward to Luke Roberts, who's
too easy.
stronger as the game has gone on. And why not? A man who's missed a lot of football in the second half of the year. So Luke Roberts a chance to post his second, and more importantly, Daniel Lackenby stretched that margin to 10 points early in the final term.
Yeah, first goal super important. Huge work rate there from Lukey. He was at that contest where Troy caught it and then dropped back in the hole. Got there quicker than his opponent.
So Evan Parker to Cameron right behind Luke Roberts. You tell they'll come from everywhere if he pops. He loves it. The double Gobrins away. So, 1 minute. Hahndorf has extended their lead to 10 points.
Wowee.
I think they're looking for a review there, Beck.
Yeah, they were, because I heard someone yell out post, and I just thought, oh, here we go.
Just the start here. Now let's just see what happens here, because they've kicked their 5 in a row now, Hahndorf, so they've been unreal. They've got a huge amount of momentum. It started in the first, what do we hear, Pistols, minute of the last. So here we go. Uraidla, it's all on them now.
So can the Demons respond? Their last goal was at the 12-minute mark of the third term, boys. So and girls. So really, they need to get a goal here just to counter this surge from the Magpies. Comes out to Hayden, good handball from Braden Hopgood. Ball comes forward, a chance here for Dylan Hopgood. Ball's wide, and it'll be Thomas Jepp to take the result. Free kick. Beautiful sunshine conditions here at Wholesalers, Solar Wholesalers Oval in Echunga. Trust you're enjoying our worldwide stream here, Beck.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We
good
go
day
everywhere.
to...
Alaska, Bali,
Anywhere.
Croatia.
I was going to say it's a good day to charge up those solar panels.
Well,
Perfect conditions.
Very good, yes. And we must thank Solar Wholesalers for the use of their scissor list here this afternoon, just giving a little bit of extra height for our cameraman. Poor old Evan Parker, hope he doesn't get vertigo. So, Tommy Jep puts the ball out. So, all to do now for Uraidla, who've led for the majority of this game, now find themselves playing catch-up football on the eastern wing. So it'll be Hahndorf pretty keen now, Daniel Leckerby, just to kick the ball in that pack situation.
Yeah, it's advantage for them. But, I mean, Pistols, they've got a huge momentum. They've got to be... is there a bloke standing on the car out the back there? What's going on?
Looks like he's very tall, which
Yeah.
he isn't. So on him up, Lakers for the Hahndorf, for the Roos, Ruckman next year. Ball comes
I'll be right back.
Taylor, locked up there. He's going nowhere as big Daniel Roberts racks him up, almost in a full Nelson there.
Where are we at, Pistols? 10 points?
10 point is the margin, yes. So Ruckjul comes down, Worthley. Once again, a ball up. Wrestle there. Roberts fists it forward. Amato.
There's a push.
Yeah,
Advantage.
pushed off the
No,
ball
bringing
plate.
it back.
No, I think you'll find he'll come back. No real advantage. So Nick Amato coming back here to Slade. It was Slade with the free kick, the infringement. So Matt Slade, fittest man in the club. Also past Adelaide Uni performer. Puts it out wide. He got a lead out there. Chopped
dear.
off there. Good tackle applied there. So the Pies round the corner. Amato trying to push the ball forward. Coming forward, but umpire illegal disposal. So
Turley wants it one out.
we Spry. So Spry puts it forward. Turler goes back. Needs a crummer out the back door. Cavalry arrives here. I tell you what, that's a magnificent goal. For a behind.
Across the face.
Across the face. So, Uraidla, as I said, coming out to almost a quarter without a goal. 4 minutes. So, Yedge brings the ball back into play. Back to 9 points. High leap there. Out over the boundary line. So, he just sets Hahndorf. A lift in confidence.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're getting back to the Hahndorf that we know and we've been seeing for years. They get that strut about them, that confidence, that real Hahndorf style of play. It's just taken them a lot longer than usual to get there.
Yeah, there's a
So,
period now there.
there's a kick forward. Gretsch. Roberts, ground level. Luke Variety. A bit worried. Luke probably wishes he's back on the Sun Lover Lounge at Bali.
Depends how this goes.
This is hard business. Comes out trying to crash his way through there. Williams, the skipper.
Good battle between those two today. Tough.
Yep. So Matt down barking instructions up the line here. So Clark, Landers leaning on each other. Comes back in to Williams. It's just called by Daniel Leckerby. He's held up here. So this is the moment of the game. 5.5 minutes gone. Quick handball over the top. Favours Hayden. Gathers the ball. Over the top here, taken by Xander. Clever head. The 1-2 back here to Hayden.
Goodness me.
Bundled over the line right in front of us. As Spry gets up, bit of friendly fire in that passage of play.
Boys are playing for keeps here, Pistols. Unbelievably tough.
You'd think so.
Hard bodies here.
6 minutes into the final term, preliminary final, tried by 9 points. The other side trying to hold on to a 9-point lead. I think you might be right there, Lakers. Clever handball by Taylor. Finds Ferrari, the young man. Arches the back. That's a brilliant delivery. Cloven it. Couldn't complete the mark. Caratai, the young man, switches out to Grivell. Grivell over the back. Towards Kleeman under pressure. Gets up the line to Caratai, who's run on. As you see, the interchange area out over the boundary line.
Just need a bit more from their smalls up forward, Yuri. That's been probably the second half. They just haven't had any blokes at the feet.
So, Ruckjul once again. Landers versus experienced Clark holding on. Landers got the ball. Ineffective. Effective handball to Hayden from Williams though. Bouncing ball coming to meet it. It's Lutke goes to ground, pulls the ball in. He's all right on this occasion, so we will have a ball up. 9-point ball game, 7 minutes gone, final term.
Yeah, really getting really intense around the stoppage. There's just absolutely no room here. As Yuri try and push through there through Scotty Taylor, cut off by Yench. He knows just how to do that. Here they go again, Hahndorf. They're looking for Hayden. It's going to pop out the back though, so looks like should be a free Yuri's way, but there's no room to move for anyone here at the moment.
This is still a frenetic pace, Lackers, even though you said last quarter quite warm out there. And both sides have had, pretty tough finals campaign, particularly Uraidla. But, the pace of the game, desperation, as you said.
Well, Yuri's got to kick. They've got to find a way to kick 2 goals here, Pistols. When's the last time we kicked a goal? Halfway through the third?
Yep, 12 minutes into the third term. So a while now, we'll come up to 7 minutes of the final term. So pressure really on here, the Demons. After they were so good, as I said, they led by 33 points, 5-3 to 1-6 at half time. Magpies rattling home with that wet sail in the second half here, and I don't think they're finished. So your Raiders certainly need a steadier here. 9-point ball game. Up by Scott Bogue. So now or never you get for the Demons. Of course, lost last year's preliminary final. Put forward by Tripodi. Looming out to get his hands to it. Close to the line. Hayden involved. Also Luke Roberts, who picks himself up wearily. And said he'd be one person certainly feeling the pinch here. First game of football for about 6 weeks. So
He'll be sore tomorrow, the boy.
he'll do the ruck work here though. He bounces up over the top with Schultz. Taken by Amato, handball over the top to Worth. He gets it back in the 1-2. So the Cho and Amato goes up the wing, but getting back to Yench. He was all set for the moment. He took it nicely off hands, gave it to Parker Boz. At the Jolver on, he puts it back inside 50, and a mark taken. Yeah, but the umpire signalling, is it a mark? Or no, it is a mark being paid here to Daniel Zander. So Zander, who gave them the lead for the first time late in that third quarter, has a chance to post his second.
It's where Dean kicked his in the third quarter.
Yes.
And that was their last goal, Pistols.
Indeed it was. So Daniel Zander. I tell you what, Ben Salt loves it in before the decision is given. And that's why it's a goal.
He knew.
So the Magpies just stretching the lead out now.
She's a long way back. Like we said, they hadn't scored since early in the third quarter, 12 minutes into the third quarter. Now they're going to come up with 3 goals. So just another enormous effort from Hahndorf. So you'd be super proud if your Goldie's standing over there. If this happens to come out as a win, you can't be tested any harder than they have been. And, geez, they've shown a fair bit of ticker, haven't they?
Oh, absolutely. And as you said, you know, you've either got to score 3 goals now, and based on the way they've been playing for the last half hour or so, I don't know where it's going to come from.
So 15-point margin now for the Magpies. Here's Williams. Magpies winning all the centre clearances now, well on top. Comes up forward, they've got better as the game's gone on. Here's a chance for Worth. They're getting back under pressure there. Scooped up there by Watke under heaps of pressure. Lurking is Dylan Hopgood. Will it sit for him? Yes, it does. Tries a clever little underground pass. Finds Xavier Parker Bowles. He goes backwards towards Luke Roberts. Keeps the run of the ball. Handballs over the top to his skipper Williams. Williams, knowing where his teammate was. Just a nice little chip shot. So Hahndorf. Great vision there by Williams.
Hunting now, Pistols, aren't they?
Yep, and now Tripodi. Chance for his second goal of the afternoon. So 6 half time. Hahndorf is certainly making all the running as far as goal scoring. So Tripodi offline. Can they still get a grab there? They can indeed. Sammy Hayden plucks it out of the air.
Handy bloke, just have resting forward, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, just taking them out of the air like that. But they've stepped up all over the ground, Hahndorf, and this is the result here. You know, they're getting those little balls bouncing their way. They're getting in front and just getting all these shots on goal.
I'll tell you what, good grab, but I hope he did sewing lessons because you have to thread the eye of a needle with this very acute angle. But if anyone can do it,
it's for the
Sammy
win.
Hayden. Yeah, you should have gone to knitting. Right across the face.
Bit of
Out and out
crochet.
on the ball. Something a lot easier. So,
Yuri alive.
15-point margin though. 11 and a half minutes gone. So, still time for the Demons if they're good enough. But as we said, haven't kicked the goal since the 12-minute mark. Going down there's Kluvenik behind play.
Bit sore.
Gets up, bit sore. I think there'll be 36 to 40 players who will be sore after this game. Oh,
Perling's just giving him a little bit of help with his injury.
Just a couple of old stages having some fun.
So the ball goes forward. Good defensive spoil. He took the second bite. Ferrari, can he claim the mark? No, said the umpire.
I think.
But in the meantime, umpire Dawes says, was it too high? Yes.
He's got the ball either way.
Ferrari deep in defence, as you can see, in the shadows. We'll bring it down our commentary side. Could be chopped out here. Here's Allen, who started so well. Been restricted. Kick away there by Wadkey. Taylor appeared to be taken high. Yes, umpire Bow. Wastes no time. Gives it the run of Rudliff. Puts it down here. It's all Pies back there as Landers gets across, playing in his first final against his former team. So Jesse Landers, talented, versatile big man. The young man puts it high. Rudliff in the box seat with the fist. Oh, Roberts just plucks it. The ball was made of Velcro as he grabbed it. Goes forward.
Look out.
Xavier Parker, bowls well read off hands there by Uraidla.
Salty.
Round the corner. Salt. Minor score.
Just looking out the window here, Pistols, and you got Ben Powell and Lockie May just about sitting on the boundary. I wouldn't have me two special Rolls Royces just sitting that close to get cleaned up.
I tell you what, if your Hahndorf would just be inclined to actually run over
You
the
might
boundary,
just fall over them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would indeed. Anyway, Roberts, who's certainly coming into the game now, puts it back to that man Salt. Could be a replay of the last play. No, comes back here. Tried to elude it and getting his boot. The ball was Hopgood. And a tumbling mark taken there by Xander, Daniel Xander. Third season of senior football, boys, and he certainly established himself as a regular A-grade footballer.
He's got some real good leg speed too.
So 2 for the game. Gives him a total of 18, so you like that from an opportunist forward?
Absolutely. This would just be the nail here. Pistols, what are we? We're in the 15th minute, and they've just been completely dominant since probably 7 or 8 minutes into the third.
So Xander.
No.
Body language says no. Force through for a minor score. So, still with his hope, and Daniel Lackaby just has to put off opening his hardware store for the sale of nails. This is an opportunity here.
Stop it.
Luke Thomas, I need to get a fire. Big Daniel Roberts, well done by Spry.
Big Dan could have fallen the boys there.
He was coming into the box then.
He was. He's coming in for a post-match chat. He's still got about 10, 12 minutes left to
Get back out there,
So
Dan.
he regroups as they go for the structural against Clark. Ball comes down here, taken by Turlick. Trying to get something going for his side. It does through the young man and Brazier. Chips it nicely to Kluvenik, who stumbles at the last minute. This opens the gate for the Pies. Crashing through there was Perling, trying to move the ball forward. So Scott Perling on the cusp of being an opportunity for his 7th premiership. Great record. Him and Daniel Roberts both going for that club record, I think, of 7.
It's ridiculous.
Ball comes forward, toe poked off the ground by Rudliff. It's all Pies back there. Ball comes out here to the run.
It's young
debutant.
debutant.
Solidly meets Parker Bowles solidly. Sorry, it was young Hardy.
Young Cade.
Ball comes up the line and finishes with Salt. So as you said, it's all the Magpies now in full flight. Puts it forward. Fumbled there by Xavier Parker Bowles, close to the boundary line.
Oh.
And Gresh just showing a little as Xander comes in. So Hahndorf boys would be well advised just to keep out of trouble, you'd expect, because they got bigger fish to fry perhaps next week.
Well, you don't want to get rubbed out for a granny, do you?
No. Amato, strong tackle. Speaking of rubbed out, doing the stretching there. You're right, Lackers, you haven't done a hammy.
No, it's just a little cough. Pistols.
Right. So, Hahndorf continuing their onslaught here. So hanging on for dear life now, you'd suggest. The Demons haven't kicked a goal since the 12-minute mark in the third term.
You've got to take some risk out of this stoppage. Hahndorf set up behind the footy.
Meanwhile, Hahndorf have kicked 6.
Ball wanted to stay in.
It did, as it's kicked forward by Kleeman. So, clearing kick by Uraidla, who's been very good. Perhaps possibly his final game. Comes out into Brumby, the young man, wrapped up there. Bundled over the line. So we'll have another throw-in. So 17 minutes gone here to complete what will be a remarkable comeback victory by the Pies. I tell you what, I hate to have the job of perhaps most effective because it's been a game of two halves, but that's why we have the people who get the big bucks here on the Call of the Wild to make those decisions.
Good on you, Beck.
Are you going to make me decide?
Well,
I thought this was a team.
we can't get J&J, but
I thought we were a team here,
we are a
Pistols.
team.
We're a team. We'll do it Pistols way.
There's Amato, Taylor, Turley. Experience combined. That's a beautiful low-raking pass. Here's a chance for Cleveland. Can he control it? Cleveland getting back there, though. Got support. High kick around the corner. Babbage arrives. Takes a mark. So he'll just slow things down nicely. Harvey, who sort of hasn't looked out of spot. I tell you,
He's done a super job.
Back, it could be selection problems.
He's
Bearing
done
in
a
mind
great
their reserves already in the grand final next week. Bouncing ball, cleverly tacked to advantage by Hopkins. Will it sit for him? He finally does. Goes inside 50. Look for Xavier Parker Boz. Off hands. Taken by Gretsch. Puts it out wide. Nickel. The spry lookalike takes the mark. What's on offer here? So 18 minutes gone. You think the sands of time for season 2023 running out. He comes across here to Jep. Arriving at Troy Parker Boz. Well done. Takes the ball. Thief in the night. As he streaks towards goal. Can he top it off? Oh, the big occasion got to him, but a great individual effort there by Troy Parker Boz.
Yeah, some heavy legs this late in the day, aren't they?
So, kick out from Gretsch finds Thomas. In the shadows.
Oh, the
It's
pressure.
caught by Zander.
Just the pressure.
Down to Watton, takes a mark, gives the run of Jeb. Sog, handballs to Taylor, gets it back, runs into a bit of trouble now. That fluency they had earlier in the game has certainly gone for the Demons. Kick forward by Uraidla, sets the ball up. Here's a chance for Allen, under pressure there from Babbage. Was it too high? No, good contest there. 1-on-1.
Well done.
Close to the boundary line, ball still in play, crashing near Hahndorf. Ball comes out the back door. Jens handballs up the line to a teammate. They come back inside 50. Roberts streaming out, gets his mooks for it. Goes to ground. Gretsch. Finally the big man Clark. Watton. Uraidla running through the centre. It's Scotty Taylor. They need to get a goal to have a chance of this. Up 4. Good defensive work once again from the Pies. Ball comes down there. Weight of numbers. Here's a chance for Schultz, who had a very good first half. Haven't seen a lot of the big man, the young man, since. And we'll have a ball up.
Gosh, it's just gone the complete opposite way this game, you know, in the second to the first half. If you watch the first quarter of this game and the last quarter, you'd think they were from 2 different weeks.
Exactly right. And how's Grivel on the outer side there, putting his body on the line just for his team to win the footy? At this late stage of the game was unreal.
Yeah, particularly a young man who had a very nasty injury early in the season. So here's up to Luke Roberts, who certainly lifted his back. He'll be right. Oh, I've had a bit of an airy there.
It's a Barley special.
Yeah, it was.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it looks like you have. That was like a Bintang special. When he's had too many.
He's been very good, the big man.
He has.
He's given
He'll
them
be
that
better for the
target.
run.
Yep.
Better for the run. So, Jep up the line. Landers comes out. Good defensive spoil. Puts it down to Hayden, who's really lifted in this last quarter. Here's the young man, and Harvey gets to Williams, the skipper.
Oh,
Gets it back to Harvey.
still on the ground,
We're still on the ground. The look-away handball comes out to Worthy. Scrambling play now. Finally a kick forward. Here's Amato. Takes a tumbling mark, so 20 minutes expired. Must kick this. His second goal to give him any chance here. Kicked the goal from this position earlier in the game in the second quarter.
We know he can do it.
So we know he's got the journey in him. But he hasn't got the accuracy.
Ooh, no.
It was more important the one he missed early in the day. Nykamp missed that one the first quarter.
Yeah.
Amato missed that one in the second quarter. There's another setty they missed in the second when they had absolute momentum and dominance and could have nearly put it to bed by half time, but this Hahndorf side's unbelievable, really, isn't it?
So 8-11 plays 6-7. Yes, one of the great sides, the modern era in country footy. Could be back next week to try and win another flag. Yench, high kick. Schultz A
Wow.
young man, I just mentioned we haven't seen a lot in the second half. We certainly rose to the occasion
Got a
then.
bit.
Underground pass just taken then by Hahndorf, who's been very, very good this afternoon. Puts it up there. Off hands. Mark taken back there by Babbage. He's spent the last couple of seasons at the CMS Crows. Originally in Olga Valley Bulldogs Junior.
Handy little inclusion this year.
Yeah, premiership player coming back. Same with Tripodi. Off hands.
Again.
Mark taken there by Schultz. He'll certainly taking a couple of good marks here.
He's got a bit of talent, hasn't he?
He certainly has.
You give me a short list, Pistols?
Probably someone wearing black and white, Beck.
I'll just do the short list here. So, throw in.
Into time on.
Landers, Rudliff. Ball held in there. So, ball up. Landers. Good tap out the back door. Finds a teammate.
Some of those blokes we spoke about at halftime that needed to get a move on for Hahndorf, they've stood up, they've been outstanding. I like Sammy Hayden as well. Sam Williams got his hands on the footy in close. Hopgood got his hands on the footy. Here's a little sauce. Oh, hit the stick. Troy a little bit more influential in the second half than the first, so some of their real movers started to get involved in the game. Yankee much better down back.
Yep, so it'll be Yench to bring the ball back into play. As I said, probably going through the dying stages now. 25 minutes nearly expired here. High leap there. Turlick tried to crumb it. As I said, a few tired bodies out there. So the Magpies probably setting for the ice baths, etc. To regroup and, second semi-final rematch against Bremer United. What a fantastic match that looms as.
Oh, yes.
So, throw in. Good boys, they've been pretty good this afternoon as well. Salt, as we said, has certainly lifted his impact.
They've certainly started to play their way in the second half, Pistol. That's the way they want to do it. It's more on their terms. That's how they play. Running into a bit of form in the next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe they needed to run after the week's break. Sometimes a week off can upset your momentum. Particularly, as we said, after coming 18 wins on the trot. Coming back here, Braden Watton. Roberts with the pressure here. And there it is. The Pies are into another.
Huge effort. Brilliant job by Hahndorf, and it means a lot to them. I mean, just watching the response there by blokes who have seen plenty of them, grand finals and premierships I'm talking. Just a real emotional response by a few of those lads out there too, knowing that was a special win for the footy club. So, challenged, amazing, brilliantly done. So, what a win, Pistols.
Yeah, sensational win. So just Beck will be heading out with the Archies and the beanies. And,
good day for a beanie.
Just check what size the man wears and we can accommodate him. So pretty happy Hahndorf supporters here. Daniel Lackaby is, I think it's 2-2. A bit hard to see the scoreboard here. I think it was 8-11 in the end to 6-7. So really for a side that led 5-3 to 1-6 at half time.
Yeah, one goal.
To say it was a fade out would be a little bit of a understatement.
Yeah, I mean, like we said at half time, you got to win. Sometimes you got to win a final more than once. Pistols. They did a great job in the first half, and really couldn't put Hahndorf away because it was such a low-scoring affair early. That did leave them susceptible to Hahndorf being able to score quickly, which is something that they're really good with. So, that being said, what an amazing effort from Uraidla too. Like, they were super in the first half. They were physical. The pressure was outstanding. They made it really difficult for Hahndorf. But unfortunately, they just couldn't sustain it for long enough. So there's no shame in that. And I'm sure that Coach Down, at the end of the day, when they sit back down in the rooms there and he looks at his group and they look up at him and they're cooked, they could look each other in the eye and know that they gave everything today, and that's all you can ask.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's nothing like a preliminary final when you're actually out of town. I know the disappointment, you're one win away from the big dance, but certainly when you look at their season, they've been, can be happy with it. And when you think towards it's only towards the end of the season, speaking to Pucker Richards early in the day, like Mount Lofty actually helped them.
Yes.
With a couple of losses, and they made that double chance. They've used it, but unfortunately just weren't unable to come through. They had a finals win, which is a positive last week. So for the group, it's good to see the injection. Of course, as we mentioned, there might be a few players. Of course, with every season, there's always a bit of speculation about players coming on, but they've got a good young group coming through, and interestingly to see their under-18s into the big dance too for Uraidla. So that's all positives down the track, as you know.
100%.
As being a coach, you sort of look the wider future of your club.
Yeah, you need them coming through, and you got to identify them. You got to develop them. You got to give them some opportunity as well. So that'll come for that group. And like you said, they've introduced some young talent into the side this year, which has been really good. Be interesting to see what some of their older players do next year in regards to playing on. Again, these are just natural questions that you ask after your season finishes up. So there's some blokes in that group that have been outstanding contributors for their footy club for a very long time, and there's some huge names at the club, and they've been extremely successful. So if a few of them do finish after today, I'm sure they'll be adequately celebrated.
Yeah, that's right. It's always, as you said, the end of the season. To see some of the greats hang up, but it's just the evolution of the game. That's what football's
Exactly
all
right.
about, isn't it? So we're just waiting here for Beck. There she is.
We're here with Daniel Zander, winner of our most effective player today. Congrats, Daniel.
Thank you.
Now, talk us through that game. You know, you had one goal to half time. How on earth did you turn that around?
I think we were just lacking the intensity and pressure, and we just had to be a bit more urgent. Even myself, I think I rushed a few kicks early. Just the composure at the end there and effort got us over.
Yeah, because we saw in the first half, it felt like you guys were really under pressure, and then late in that game, you had them under pressure. They were fumbling balls, and you kind of got on top there. Is that how it felt for you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, they were coming off a 6-day break as well, and obviously being hot, we knew eventually they would get tired, so we just had to keep the pressure, and
Yeah, how'd you go with the heat out there? How are you feeling now?
it's hot, definitely, but no, not too bad.
Now, I saw Yenchi quickly grab you all there at then a little bit of a huddle. What was the message there?
Just pretty much saying like how proud of us he is. We because obviously there's a few boys that are getting a bit old, and get to play another game with them now, and
Awesome. So on to the grand final next week. You know, we've seen Hahndorf there many times before, but you're coming up against Nen, who really came at you last week. What are your thoughts for next week?
Well, we've definitely got points to work on. We just need to bring that intensity the whole game, I suppose, not wait till half time. If we bring that intensity and the game plan, should get the job done.
Awesome. So what do you do during the week to prepare yourself?
Well, me, not much. I've got to work tomorrow, but train Tuesday. Hopefully not too much running, and then light training Thursday, and get ready for the game.
Any quick recovery tonight?
Nah, probably not. A few beers maybe, but.
All right, well, congratulations on the win. Really hard fought. You know, I think you guys really got it together after half time to get the W, so all the best for next week.
Thank you. Cheers.
So that was Daniel Zander, our most effective player for Hahndorf. Back to you, boys.
Fantastic work there by bustling Beck, and Daniel Zander, the young man. A couple of goals in the heat of battle here this afternoon. Daniel Lackenby so one of the young Magpies has said third senior season, but he's certainly showing his worth. No, it's all right, mate. You can hold that now.
Do you get a good angle of me down there? Or?
Put the cat. Yeah, we got. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, fantastic.
Always good angles.
So when you look at the game, just go to the stats here. Like, quarter time, Uraidla, who started so well, 2-1 to 4 points, 9-point lead at quarter time. Then half time, they continued with 3 goals to Hahndorf finally getting their first goal of the game at the 12-minute mark. So it was 5-3 to 1-6, a 21-point margin at half time. We thought, wow, how are they going to get out of this? And we spoke about it with our astute coaching man here. But certainly they turned it on. They kicked the first goal to third quarter through Tripodi, then Turlick answered. So still have that 21-point buffer. And then through Roberts, T. Parker Bowles, Salt, Daniel Zander. And then, as Daniel Leckerby said, you continue, they've actually kicked 6 goals in a row. But three-quarter time, they turned it around 5 goals to 1 to lead by 4 points. Still poised, but, gee, they rattled home brilliantly, didn't they? So just the 2 goals in the last term, but effectively, Uraidla didn't kick a goal after the 12-minute mark of the third term.
Yeah, it was huge, and I know it's Hahndorf and they're a great team and we've seen it all before, but I don't think you can underestimate what it would have took to come out there in that third quarter and really turn it around the way they did. Even the best teams, can just get run over there and get beaten, but they just found something else. They started finding the ball. Their forward entries completely changed. They, started converting. They started putting that pressure back on Uraidla that had been all on them, and just a really huge performance from Hahndorf, and will give them a bit more confidence, I think, going into next week.
Okay, I guarantee they'll speak in there, and they would have certainly won better during the year. Like, they would have played better to win. But that's irrelevant in finals. For them to lose last week for the first time this year, and then to be down the way they were in the first half, particularly today, for them to respond and then win, and they won comfortably in the end. Goldie will be so chuffed with just the character that they showed today. Irrelevant of how they played, today's all about ticker and guts and pride. And geez, they ticked some boxes there today.
They did. And I tell you who's ticked some boxes. It's Dave for the Magpies, because Hahndorf winning here, and their northern cousins, Gamaraka, have won as tipped by some people.
We tipped them.
Gamaraka, now how's this? 6-5 have defeated Meadows 5-5, continuing apart from the second semi, the string of close contests between those two sides. Unbelievable. A bit like the Swans and West Coast, was it, back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Some of the
there you go.
all-time
So I reckon for the
finals.
second consecutive year, Gamaraka have stooged the Dogs by less than a goal, or a goal or less. But also back-to-back flags for them.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Meadows, 3 trips to the well in a row, but don't have a drink.
No, not at all.
that's
And could we see a similar pattern next week? Gamaraka lost that first final, came back to win. Are we looking at history repeating itself next weekend?
Well, could be the prospect of that happening, that is for sure. So the final score, a bit harder of a score, but I make it 80-11, 59 to 6-7.
Yeah.
A 10-point margin in the end it was. So congratulations to the Hahndorf Football Club. You've got to admire their the resilience, and as we said, could do more good than harm, and now they turn their focus towards a side that beat them by 19 points, and that's going to be an absolute cracker out next week at Lobe. And of course you can see it all grand final day here. Busing back, hopefully you'll be there. We might get a social reporter, because he'll be up on the hill. Tell us if the beer's cold, but Daniel Lackerby, thank you very much, Lackers, for your input today. And
Pleasure,
just
Pistols.
a closing comment.
Love
What's your thoughts?
Oh, no, how good. How blessed are we now to have the 2 top sides for the year fighting it out. So,
Yeah, that's true.
history-making day for the Nanbremia United Football Club. They're certainly not interested in just making it. They really want to get the chocolates, which is going to be a test for Hahndorf, but they played themselves into some form this second half. It's going to be a ripper. Weather-wise, I think we're okay. I don't think we're going to be as good as today, but I'll be there kicking the dew off at 8:30, watching the Tackers, and then my bloke plays in the 16s. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, hopefully they can have a good day, and we'll share a couple of fruit boxes after that, I think.
Righto. So, we must thank Call the Wild supporters, of course, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, of course, the HFL sponsors, Police Credit Union, Closely Supermarkets, West End Sports Power, Sharon, the Courier Newspaper, Rostel Homes, Sports Centre and Think Road Safety. And once again, before you leave, we'll put you to work. The club sponsors, of course, if I know Salish well, it should be Hahndorf up first.
Hahndorf. Well, you're really poking the bear with the Barkaroos coach shouting out the Hahndorf sponsors, mate. But Harcourts, Adelaide Hills, Rosdale Homes, Hagen Menzel, and Hogan Insurance Solutions, Pistols.
And Beck, because you raid the districts.
Yeah, so they would like to thank Bridgestone Select McGill, FX Technology, Mount Barker Bottle and Can. Make sure you recycle all of your cans from today. Sexton Glover Watts and Tapper Napper Australia.
Yeah, fantastic. And as we say each and every week, thank you very much to all those supporters of community football and the wonderful work they do to the clubs. All right, well, that wraps us up here. As we said, we can bring in the news that Gumaraka have won back-to-back premierships by a goal, defeating Meadows in the game out there at Kersbrook.
There's more carnage up here, Pistols.
There is indeed. I tell you what's going to be carnage now is because I have to go for the post-match with you guys. You're going to tell me about Carlton, so that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough.
How good were the Baggers?
Would you like to talk about Sam Dockett, who's playing with one shoulder?
We must thank our man again, once again, Solis, for the fantastic job he does as the producer. Good work once again. And of course, up on the roof, actually in the scissor, which we must thank Solar Wholesalers for their support here this afternoon, was Evan Parker doing all the good work.
They let him down yet?
There today. Well,
He's parachuting down, I reckon.
They think the bloke who was controlling has gone home, so he might have to stay up there till.
I told him to take the chute up there.
He'll be here for the start of the cricket season if we do that.
The miners.
But that's it. And as we said, trust you enjoyed our worldwide coverage, as I said. And thank you to Beck. Good
well
work.
done today, Pistols.
Yeah, thanks, Pistols. Thanks, Lackers. It was a great day in the
just
box.
Just put our name up at the Filming Footy selection meeting during the week because the A team were away, but I think the Magoos, we covered the spot.
Jaden Jay's shaking in his boots right now.
He'd want to be good.
Fantastic. All right, on behalf of the Call to Wild team, Filming Footy team, everyone involved, trust you've enjoyed it. If you're a Magpie, get around them. They're into the big dance. Yet again, as I said, continuing an amazing run since 2015 of playing off for the biggest win of the Hills Football League season. And we'll bring it all to you next week, as I said, from Lobethal Oval. Check your local guys, but I think we'll be covering the stream from very early in the morning as we do on Grand Final day. Jay might even take his pants off if it's windy, as he did last year. But
keep it G-rated, Pistols.
As I said, it's a lot of excitement on Grand Final day. So until we talk to you next week, keep chasing your goals and see you then. Bye for now.